The pride of North, South, East, and West. Oh, the greatest Jets. Come on and let's go, 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 Jets. I have some faith. Come on. I mean, not faith in the playoffs, but faith that we could get some wins. Right? Fight, yeah, and the Jets chant. Jets, Jets, Jets. There we go, there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, fans of the Gotham City Football Club, your New York Jets. I am Midnight Mike, and this is the Midnight Mike Show. I am your late night New York Jets host, and I am so happy that all you guys are going to join me for this Saturday evening show, and I hope all of you are hitting the like button on your way in. I know this is a broken record, but please, folks, just hitting that like button lets more people know that we are live, and then more people show up, more people get involved in the chat, more people get involved in Mike and Maddie's top 5 and all of that. So what I ask you to do on your way in is to just simply hit that thumbs up like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Both things are free. It does no skin off your back, right? But anyway, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Tomorrow, the New York Jets were flexed out of the Sunday night primetime game for good reason and are now playing at 1 o'clock, which I'm okay with because it gets the game and the pain away early, and then you can hopefully try to put that behind you and enjoy the rest of your day. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't have a lot of faith in the New York Jets, and neither do I. But look, I do have faith that they can make a undefeated run for the rest of the year and make the playoffs. Yeah, right. You've got to be living on a fucking an alternate universe to think that the New York Jets have a chance at making the playoffs in the 2024 season. But I am, and I've said this before on this show, I am the kind of guy who does not root for my team to lose. I always root for the New York Jets to win. I want to see the New York Jets win. I hope you guys want to see the New York Jets win. Tomorrow we take on the Indianapolis Colts, and hopefully we can have a couple more games this season where we can feel good about ourselves, or at least feel good on a football Sunday. I mean, that's all we can hope for at this point. So I want to talk about that tonight. I want to talk about the Jets-Colts game. We're, of course, going to go over our picks for this week in the NFL. And once again, I repeat this. Do not take what me and Maddie say and go to your bookie or go to DraftKings or any of these places with our picks. Now, me and Maddie have been right, both of us, on some crazy picks. But we've been wrong on some obvious picks. So it's just for fun. We try to have fun here. And we're going to go over our this week in the NFL's picks, the Jets Colts. We're going to talk about our kicking situation, which once again, how do the Jets pull this off? How do you lose your kicker to another team because you throw them on the practice squad and they just pull it? I mean, that's so embarrassing. Like, and Schrader did good that last game. He kicked one from like 45 out, and I feel like he could have kicked that from 65 out if you actually go back and watch that kick. So, we'll talk about that. Of course, we're going to talk about the Tyson Jake Paul fight, and a little bit about the undercard. But it's And now, before I bring in Maddie, I want to point out that I did make a mistake. I made a mistake, and I can admit when I made a mistake. And my mistake was thinking that you guys gave a shit about my opinions on something other than football or something other than the New York Jets. I put out a prediction video for the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight, and it was embarrassingly low. And I can admit that. You want to know why I can admit that? Because my live show numbers have been awesome. My reaction videos have broken my records. Okay, so when you fuck up and you put out something that people didn't want to watch, okay, I can admit that, no problem. It'll sit there if you want to check it out and you want to see what my predictions were for the Tyson fight. I have no problem. Go back and check it out. But you know what? I'll stick to football content. Okay, for a little while, stick to football, stick to the New York Jets, and then maybe in a couple weeks, I'll find something else. Like, what about baseball? Can I talk about baseball? Can I talk about hockey? Can I talk about basketball? Put out a video. And I'm not talking about on the live show. On the live shows, we'll talk about all this stuff. I'm talking about like for a video, like a 5 to 10 minute video that I put out. Can I put out something on other sports? Do you guys just hate me or hate me talking about Mike Tyson? What is it? I don't know. I'm fucking with all you. I'm messing with all you guys. So that's the rundown for tonight. We got the intermission report with Mike and Maddie's top 5. That's your guys' time to shine. We're going to talk about the Jets-Colts game. We're going to talk about the kicking situation. We're going to talk about the Tyson Jake Paul fight, and we're going to give our picks for this week in the NFL. But I can't do that without my loyal co-host, Maddie. How you doing tonight, Maddie?
I'm good. I was actually just about to send you a message. I think I might have to do a quick restart on my computer here real fast. A lot of shit is not working.
Do you want to pop?
Yeah, let me pop out. I'll be right back.
Do you want to pop off and do that? All right, there he goes. So he did. Let me pop out. Gone. That's okay. I got backup. Like if I'm in an alley in a fight, and then I'm getting ready to go, right? And I got Maddie, and Maddie's like, I'm not fighting these guys. I'm out of here. What I do is I go to my other muscle. Murdoch, how you doing tonight?
I got your back.
There we go. Thank you. I appreciate that. How you doing tonight?
Oh man, I don't know. I think I'm getting pink eye.
Pink eye?
Shouldn't have ate that girl's ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you get that from like playing with your butthole and then sticking your finger in your eye? Like pink eye.
No, I'm just kidding. I think something got something like a particle must have gotten in it somehow. It's been like
contacts.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No,
there's times where my contacts will mess up, and if I'm not at home and I have to go like the rest of the day, I'm just constantly sitting there and like messing with my eye.
Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah. Like, I don't know, probably just like a particle got in there, and I just been doing this all day. So, yeah, that's it. What's good?
All right. So what do you want? So what do you want to talk about first? We got the Jets-Colts game. We'll save our picks for a little while from now. We got that embarrassing situation with Spencer Schrader, who just got like, I don't know, what were they thinking? I don't know. And then we got the Tyson Jake Paul fight. Where do you want to go?
We can touch base on the fight first.
All right, that's a good plan. All right, let me bring back in Maddie so that we can all talk about it. I'm sure we all watched it. My co-host Maddie, are you all ready to go?
I think we are good. It's one of those wonky things where all of a sudden like nothing was loading, and I was like, I'm just gonna freeze here if I don't. So we're good. I think everything's copacetic.
All right, now we are gonna. I guess, like I said, we will talk about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight first. I'm sure everybody watching saw it. But while the numbers are going up, guys, and that's because of you guys. Hit the thumbs up button on your way in. That's all I need you to do. If you're new, subscribe. These are free things, and we'll talk about super chats and gifted memberships later because I have I have something to carry over from Tuesday night's show. But guys, okay, so I had a lot of hopes for this fight, and not that Mike Tyson would win, not at all. My hopes for this fight is that we would have seen them giving a shit and them actually trying to put on a bout, unlike his match versus Roy Jones Jr. We didn't get that. So let me go to Maddie first. Let's not go undercard yet. Let's just talk about the main event. What'd you think of Tyson and Jake Paul?
Well, I didn't get to see any of the undercard yet. I'm actually planning on doing that at some point this weekend. I heard the undercard was good though.
It was.
I got home from Beauty and the Beast just in time
nice.
for the main event. And so I watched it with my my oldest daughter's boyfriend, and he and I are both just sitting there like looking at each other like, oh, the humanity. Like, I feel like Tyson tried to do his best, but the guy's 58. You know what I mean? Like, and honestly, I feel like Jake Paul should have just killed him in round 4 and called it good. I feel like him kind of dragging it along and toying with Tyson was almost like more insulting than anything. You know, like if you got the win, go for the win. I don't know.
I don't know if I can agree with you on that, only because Tyson was clearly the reason people bought or watched on Netflix. Tyson is clearly the reason that, like he had the crowd support. Every time they showed him over the Jumbotron, the crowd went nuts. Every time they showed Jake Paul, they would boo.
That's great. But if you want to tell me this is a serious fight, then treat it like a serious fight. And I mean, a lion doesn't go, oh, that gazelle has a broken leg, I'll skip him. So
correct.
Correct. I mean, and I had to watch it, honestly, I had to watch it on, I think, a 3-minute delay, because trying to watch it live, it just kept freezing up. Like, Netflix was clearly not ready for this.
No, I didn't have problems throughout the whole undercard. Like, I watched the super undercard on YouTube, and then I went and watched the undercard until we got to the Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor fight. And that's clearly, like, those were the two main events. So that's when the most people tuned in, and that's when my internet and my Netflix started to fuck up. And then I actually had to go to my phone in order to watch it, but then I had to update the Netflix app and all this other stuff to make it run somewhat good, but it was still getting blurry at points. But yeah, Netflix was not prepared for the amount of people, I guess, who tuned in to watch this fight.
No, I mean, and I did not need Rosie fucking Perez ringside.
Oh no, me and my wife were making fun of her all night.
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? You're just gonna yell, Billy, why'd you lose all that money?
No, you know what she was? Whenever she came in to talk, she was literally Jason Bateman from Dodgeball.
Yeah.
She literally would come in and just say things that anyone knew. Like, she'd be like,
I got to see, like,
I think he's going for the points on this one. Well, yeah, of course he's going for the points. It's a sport. And then
she had Twitter on her phone and was like, oh, that's a good one. I'm saying that.
Yeah, well, and at one point, me and my wife couldn't handle it when they showed Mike Tyson coming into AT&T Stadium, and he had that jacket on, and she goes, "Yeah, that jacket is fly." We were like, "Okay, you have nothing to say."
Yeah, clearly you have nothing to contribute, but you've got to, I don't know, earn whatever they're paying you. So I don't know. I will say this. I will certainly, the next time they have one of these like novelty boxing matches, because they'll do it again after the numbers they pulled. I am certainly not going to be too worried about missing it, is all I'll say.
Oh, no, me neither. Murdoch, what did you think about the fight? The main event we'll talk about.
I thought the whole thing was an abomination. The constant buffering. Did they put out a release to like refund people? Because that was almost unwatchable. I think it embarrassed the shit out of the company. Yeah, that was just bad. The fight itself, there's a lot of takeaways to it. I don't want to say it was rigged, but I want to say it was rigged. Rigged meaning. There's only two ways to go with this. Either Jake Paul was worried about Mike Tyson's knockout power, because I'm sure he still has it. That's one. Like, he could be dominating the fight. You get caught with one shot from Mike Tyson, it could be lights out. So maybe he respected the power, throughout the fight and didn't want to get embarrassed and get caught once. Or he just let it drag on so they could have a 16-minute fight. Mike Tyson doesn't get embarrassed. He still looks good. I think it was kind of like that, because if you watch Mike Tyson on those videos sparring throughout the whole lead up, it's like, holy shit, he still looks fast and powerful. That was not on display in the actual fight.
No. And you know what, Murdoch? I think you were right in the sense that I think it was agreed upon that neither were going to knock each other out. Like, this was, I think, from the start, they both knew that it was going to go the distance of 16 minutes. But one of the things that made me immediately think that was that, like you said, we saw these videos of Mike Tyson going nuts. Now, granted, they were short, they were cut down, and all this stuff. But why couldn't Mike? Like, all I wanted was Mike to come out in the first round and go nuts, like get in there and just start throwing punches, seeing what he could hit, and it never happened. At no point during that fight did I feel like Mike Tyson was actually trying to land a good blow, on Jake Paul.
He threw 97 punches. He landed 18. He wasn't pushing the fight at all. Roy Jones kept talking about his legs are shot in like the first, second round. He was like, kept talking about he's off balance. He noted that in the clips on YouTube or Twitter, whatever he posted them on, that his legs look wobbly when he throws a punch. Jake Paul was the only one who had anything to lose. Mike Tyson could have got knocked out and had nothing to lose. I mean, it was almost like when I was watching that fight, it might maybe you guys remember this. It reminded me of Larry Holmes. Do you remember when Larry Holmes beat Muhammad Ali?
I mean, not live. I've seen it.
Oh,
Okay,
when it was, yeah, exactly.
80s, probably in the 80s, Larry, or maybe 70s. No, not that I was like watching it live, but I've seen the fight.
I've seen the replays. Yeah.
I've seen the fight. Well, my dad was a big fan. Larry Holmes was probably one of the best, most underrated boxers ever, and he had the total package. And it was when he was tuning up Muhammad Ali. He felt so bad. He didn't want to keep going. He was like pleading with the refs, like, "Come on, stop this." He didn't want to beat up the legend, and he did. He had to beat him, but Jake Paul's the only one who had anything to lose. I mean, you knock out a 58-year-old Mike Tyson.
Yeah, it's like so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what I mean?
If one of us did it, it'd be an accomplishment.
No, but it's like Murdo, like you said, he was in a lose-lose, and he still lost, in my opinion. Because you knock out Tyson, knocked out a grandpa. You get knocked out by Tyson, you got knocked out by a grandpa. You go the distance, everybody goes, "Oh, this shit is rigged," and that once again, that promotion company, like Maddie said earlier, that Jake Paul runs with that other guy who was just yapping the whole time. You're never going to buy into it again. You're never going to buy into this company promoting a exhibition or a novelty fight. You're just not going to buy
into it. 3-minute rounds. I mean, it was 2-minute rounds. Like there's like this fight is, I mean, if you were to take it seriously, like you're a boxing aficionado, this is the most asterisk followed fight ever.
I don't like that this went against Mike Tyson's record. It was a sanctioned fight.
I can't take this seriously against Mike.
Yeah, but it shouldn't even be on his record in the history books. Jake probably wanted it on his record, like I beat Mike Tyson for the history books, but
you got to figure Tyson. So one of the things they kept harping on at the beginning of the fight, and again, I got in really late, like 5-6 minutes. Soda Popinski. Is that they kept saying that Jake Paul at least knocked down or knocked out everyone he fought. So Tyson has
that's not true. He lost the fight. He
lost, but he knocked the guy down.
Oh, okay. He knocked them down.
I mean, it's a really fucking like thin stat. But I think that's the thing. Tyson, he'll be like, well, the only guy I never knocked down was Mike Tyson. It's like, all right, great, good for you.
Didn't Mike Tyson get $5 million extra for going past the fourth round?
I have no idea.
Yeah, no, I have no idea how the payday was. I've been hearing. No, but I've been hearing a lot of weird shit about the. Look, I know he apparently got 20 million and Jake Paul got 40, which I don't agree with because Mike Tyson was the only reason people were watching. Nobody likes Jake Paul. He's a cocky piece of shit. Jake
Paul boxes like the number 3 whatever in his weight class. No one's paying for that on pay-per-view.
Well, I mean, have you seen some of the memes that have come out today where they're like, like Jake Paul is challenging Babe Ruth to a home run derby.
Yeah, I heard he's fighting Jimmy Carter next. Somebody in the comments saw that meme too. It's like, I mean, I forget who it was, but somebody said something about, they called him out about, you got $40 million, but you don't have any dignity. And I mean, let's just be honest. And I certainly don't want to talk about this for a whole lot longer, just because I think we're all in agreement. But this is a lesson learned for us. I mean, for us, we're old guys who aren't going out to the club on a Saturday night. But if you stayed in to watch this instead of going and doing something else, like you could have had plans.
Yeah.
Lesson learned. Don't do it again.
Yeah, I think this hurt Jake Paul overall because you got watching that 58-year-old Mike Tyson. You didn't really damage him. You didn't drop him for whether it's fixed or not, or scripted or not, whatever. You have to take him a little bit less serious, don't you? As a fighter, a guy who wants to be known as a fighter, I'm like, you couldn't have ran through a 58-year-old dude. Like, wow.
Oh yeah, well, not only that, but that's all he fights is guys who are past their prime, guys who aren't boxers, and then expects people to, I feel like what is next for Jake Paul unless he's actually going to fight like a top 10 ranked, a heavyweight boxer. He has nothing. People are just mocking him at this point, and like you said, he carried Mike Tyson through the last few rounds, and I had a hard time even watching them. The only reason I watched them was because I'm sitting there being like, I've been watching Mike Tyson since the 80s. Like this may be the last time I see him in a ring. So I'm going to enjoy at least watching him walk around and throw light jabs.
Well, I was hope that Tyson would get in and get that one, like right on the button, it would have just been wonderful. And you're just sitting there hoping for that basically Hail Mary of boxing, but it never came.
Yeah. No,
well, I mean, if you're going to rig it, and make it try to make it like a little bit more believable to people, why not have Tyson knock down Jake Paul and then Jake Paul still win the fight?
Yeah. Get up. And then, Oh, we didn't see not one time, that famous Tyson flurry where he gets inside of you,
and
short, powerful.
And then he'll come up with an uppercut from real close inside and catch you right on the chin.
Not one.
Not one. And it doesn't even look like he tried to do that. Okay, the last thing we'll say about this is I just want to point out that those two girls, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor, and I'm tired of people sitting here being like, oh, Serrano should have won. Yeah, maybe by points she should have won, but they're saying that there was headbutting, inadvertent headbutting going on almost the entire fight, and I didn't see anything overtly to either discount a point or to disqualify her. Now you could debate that now how they did the point system and who would have won, but I'll tell you what, Amanda Serrano is a fucking warrior, because that cut above her eye had to have been an inch thick. Like,
I saw that afterwards. I didn't see the fight, but I saw her face afterwards.
And that happened in like the fourth or fifth round, and she went the rest of the fight with Taylor just wailing on it. So I'll give those girls had the best fight of the night, without a doubt. Real quick,
what about
we do have a super chat. What?
Oh.
We do?
No, what did Murdoch? What were you saying?
Oh, no, I was gonna say, what about that dude trying to throw like some pack some fudge in the corner? You see that guy?
Oh, that was bullshit. You know what? Originally I was kind of rooting for that guy. The Indian guy. Yeah, I was kind of rooting for that guy because the other guy was another influencer. And I was like, fuck it. I don't like this influencer. That's like me getting in the ring. It's like I have no business being there. And so I was like, I'm going to root for the Indian guy, but he was so disrespectful and just acting like such a tard that I just was like, fuck that guy. Like, just no, I don't think he did himself any favors in doing that. And I have sneaking suspicion that people in India also thought that was just low class.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought of that. But let me get to this super chat. John Radcliffe coming in, starting us off tonight. Jets coming in with $5 saying, hey guys, here's to the great tank of 2025. It seems like the Jets are taking next year seriously at this point. It seems like the Jets are taking next year seriously at this. Are they? Don't know why, but oh well. John, I said it earlier. I never root for the tank. I want to see the wins. But I appreciate the $5. But if you say the great tank of 2025, meaning the season's over, yeah, I'd say the season's over.
Yeah.
Let me go back. And guys, I'm sorry we have a lot to talk about tonight. I'm sorry I'm not. I appreciate all you guys being in the chat. Hey, YouTube users in here. He hasn't been in here in a while.
Yeah, dude, we got him and Scotty in there, and we got the All Stars. Thank you, Clancy, for the love.
Spooner's in here. Clancy's in here. Troy, Dano, who me and Dano have a big fantasy football matchup for first place this week. Scott Black. Guys, thank you so much for being in here. What is that? Crumby cookies. Guys, thank you. I appreciate it. There's so many of you in here. I will try to shout you guys out throughout the night. I'm sure, Clancy's in here. Sith Happens channel member in here. Is Monique in here? Hey, there's Kim. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Kim, how you doing tonight? She's not only a channel member, but she is also a moderator. I appreciate all you guys being in here. Remember, if you want to get stuff through to us, super chats. Otherwise, there's a lot to talk about tonight, and I want to get to that. But once again, I always go back and read the chat. So usually, we do a Saturday night show. Sunday's busy with football. Sometimes Monday at work, Tuesday at work. That's when I'll go back, watch the Saturday show, but I'll only watch it to watch your guys' comments and see what you guys were talking about. So I really do appreciate all you guys being in here. And once again, to all you new people in here, hit the thumbs up. The more you hit that thumbs up, the more people see that we are live, and it really does help out the show. All right, let's get into some Jets talk, guys. We have the Jets versus the Colts. That was flexed from Sunday Night Football to the 1 p.m. game. Completely understandable. I said it earlier. I get it. And then, of course, this whole debacle with Spencer Schrader, who, by the way, when he kicked that 45-yard field goal, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that ball could have been kicked from 60, 65, and he would have cleared it easily. But he's not on the team anymore. So
the Jets just doing Jet shit, man.
Can you believe that?
It's what they do. So stupid.
I don't know. When did they have Anders Carlson? Was he on the practice squad at that time too?
I'm not sure, but you know what? Honestly, looking at his stats and everything, he's an 84% field goal kicker. He has his long is 55. I'm sure he can hit from further out. I'm not against this guy. I'm not going to give him shit. But Schrader came in, did a great job. They put him on the practice squad for whatever reason. And Kansas City just came in and was like, yeah, we'll take him. And it's like, God damn it. It's like, what else can you guys do to fuck shit up?
You want to talk about Schrader's Day getting made, though? That's literally like being in the seventh circle of hell and like God coming down and just plucking you up.
Yeah. Welcome to a team that wins.
Yeah, a lot.
What are you guys thinking about this Jets-Colts game? It sure as hell ain't going to be a Super Bowl III, is it?
Well, the only good thing is that I have Jonathan Taylor on my fantasy team, and we can't stop the run. So I think I'm going to keep him in my lineup just because I expect them to run wild.
Yeah, I have a pretty stacked team this week. Like almost everybody except my kicker and my defense are projected to double digit. So I am very excited for this week. I hope I can pull it off. We got another super chat in here. Hell fucking yeah, guys, getting the Jets chant. And it's Rick Simmons coming in with $5 saying, Mike, I keep telling you your Jets are not worse than my Raiders, but I did see my Dodgers win. I guess you're an LA guy, but I guess you're an older LA guy who remembers like we do when the Raiders were in LA. But you know what? I still don't buy it. I don't buy it. I mean, the Raiders suck. The Jets suck. If they played each other, they play each other tomorrow instead of the Colts. Who do you got, Maddie?
Where are they playing?
We'll do both. They're playing in Las Vegas.
Factoring that in. If they're in Vegas, the Raiders. If they're in Jersey, the Raiders.
So you didn't even ask that question.
Didn't even matter anymore.
Murdoch, who do you got? They play tomorrow, the Raiders and the Jets.
Well, I'd want to say, the Raiders don't have a quarterback, so it should be the Jets, but that really hasn't stopped the Jets from losing to teams without a quarterback so far. I would say the Jets. I would say the Jets would win.
Okay, all right. I'll break the tie and just say at this point, I have absolutely zero faith in the New York Jets. So I'd take the Raiders to win, but I appreciate you, Rick. You know what? You're always welcome here. Fans of other teams always welcome here, especially fans of teams that suck like the Jets, because misery loves company and we can all suffer together. One more super chat coming through. We'll get the Jets chant. Jets. John Radcliffe with $2 says, my roommate MJ wants to speak on the show tonight. Yeah, Michael Jackson can come on this show anytime. I'd love to talk to him about Smooth Criminal. I'd love to talk to him about filming a thriller with John Landis. I think it'd be a great time. Yeah. Or unless he's talking about Michael Jordan, which in that case, no, he can't come on the show. I don't like Michael Jordan. Even though he's the GOAT, by the way. I hate him.
It's not even close between him and LeBron. But I maintain Kareem is actually the GOAT.
Kareem is good, but
different era. I'll agree with that too. But my go-to is going to be Kareem. I hate the Lakers, but
really Kareem,
that dude is so good. He did so much and so.
But the thing is, I feel like all the things that I've seen of Kareem, he was so big, especially for the time, and he had such a great hook, hook shot. Baby. Yeah, and that was his bread and butter.
Dude,
Michael
got his
Jordan
license.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan. So did John Denver, and look what happened there. But Michael Jordan literally would do things that would blow your mind, like all the time, and I hated him for it. But I'm sorry, I don't know.
Jordan's my number 2. It's close, but I go with Kareem over him. But again, Jordan's still an amazing player. I mean, just beat the shit out of the Knicks year in and year out. But like as far as teams in that era go, I was way more of a Detroit Pistons fan than I was a Bulls fan. I love the Bad Boys.
Yeah, the Pistons were a little dirty back then.
I have a Bill Laimbeer shirtsy that I still rock.
Well, speaking about the Raiders and Rick, so were those 70s Raiders, man. They were like just a dirty bunch. They just came in, rubbed dirt in their wounds and kept going. Yeah, no, absolutely. Always did. So realistically, the Jets play the Colts tomorrow, 1 p.m. What are we thinking, guys? Murdoch, what are you thinking?
Well, I think you got they have a good running back and a running quarterback. I'm thinking that he's going to make a lot of mistakes.
Which is one of our Achilles heels.
Right. That's the concern. I think his first game back, I think he's going to make a concerted effort to play smarter. I'm not worried about him throwing the football. I know he has a strong arm, but I don't think he's accurate.
He's not going to need to.
Right, but then they might want to rein him in on the run game. But I think once you're in the game, you just kind of do what you got to do. I don't think he's not going to run. I think we're going to have a problem with the run game. I really do. And it's really going to be if we could put points on the board because we can't tackle for shit. So,
does anybody know if anyone in the chat can tell me? I don't know if either of you guys know or one of you can look at it. What is the Colts defense ranked? Do you know? Is it probably in the lower half of the league, right? I would assume. Because once again, the whole thing is like you said, it's like clearly our defense is just not what it was last year. And it's not only not what it was last year, but it's probably one of the most embarrassing defenses I've seen in New York Jets uniforms in a while. It's getting bad. Sauce Gardner just falling off people, looking like an idiot.
And then shit talking to YouTube or Twitter people about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that was just ridiculous. You know what? He's lucky he talked shit to a nice, respectful Jets YouTuber in Matt O'Leary, because there's some other Jets YouTubers who wouldn't have been as nice.
Yeah, they just told him where to go.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, man. Go ahead, Murdoch.
It looks like they're the 21st. Like I'm doing DraftKings. 21st against the run and 23rd against the pass for receivers. I can see total. Let me see what it is for the quarterback. 26th against quarterbacking. So, yeah, they're in low to mid 20s overall.
All right. Well, once again, I feel like that's a good thing where I can go, oh, okay, well, that bodes well for Rodgers and Garrett and Devontae. But you know what? Who knows at this point? Who the fuck knows? Real quick, we got another super chat. Jets. Can the Jets draft the Wisconsin entire O-line? That's what I assume Wiss is.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
You know what, dude, you know what I was watching the Notre Dame game today, and I said to my wife, I said, you know what? I think I just got to start watching Notre Dame on Saturdays, so at least I get some wins, and I try to watch them when I can, but I feel like I just got to make I feel like I have to watch them so that I can at least have some joy in my weekend, because the Jets have just been such a disaster. It's been a complete disaster.
You know, I'm a Notre Dame guy too.
I'm a Notre Dame guy. Did you watch that drubbing they put on Virginia today?
Yeah, but they hit the brakes a little bit. But yeah.
Well, you saw the game, right? They denied Notre Dame 2 fucking touchdowns too.
Like that punt. I mean, the fake punt.
Yeah, well, the fake punt and then the play before it when they got now. Okay, that was fair because there was definitely a face mask there. You know, the center definitely grabbed the face mask immediately. But then on the next play, the fake punt, which was amazing. Like when the play happened, I'm like, who is the fucking ball? Like, what's going on here? I don't think that should have been taken away, because apparently the coach of Notre Dame did go to the refs before the game and say, like, is this formation, like, can we pull this off, whatever, because he was yelling at the ref, like, I fucking asked you that, like, about this, and they still gave him an illegal formation and took the play away.
Yeah, well, they had 2 guys in motion at the same time. Well, I don't know what the reasoning was, but
no, I think somebody was lined up not how they were supposed to. Yeah, I think someone was lined up how they weren't supposed to behind the center. I don't know. I was in and out during this, but it is what it is. But real quick, I have to give a shout out to my daughter, who today they played the finals of their soccer league, and her team officially are the champions of the 2nd, 3rd grade to 2024 champion soccer team.
Nice.
So that's exciting.
Very nice.
All right, you guys want to start going through the week in football?
I was going to do my Colts prediction, but I guess we're just skipping May today.
No, no, I'm not skipping you. It's the first one on my list, so we were going to talk about it anyway.
Well, no, you went to Murdoch for his Jets Colts, and they're like, all right, fuckos, we're moving along. Rah.
Well,
do I even work here?
Well, because it's the first one on my list. See? New York Jets.
And we just did it, and we just were like, "Fuck, Maddie, I see how it is." We'll talk about this off camera when you get home. Mine's short.
No. To be fair, Murdoch didn't give his prediction.
Said almost everything.
He didn't give his prediction. He gave his thoughts.
Well, thoughts.
Yeah, I give my thoughts. Every time we see the Jets,
he said the exact same shit almost with me. The Jets are going to lose for one simple reason: the Colts can run the ball, and the Jets cannot stop the run. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Their lame duck offense is not going to do anything. So same as Murdoch, pretty much. I just wanted to make it a big deal, make some shit about me for a minute, and I did. Now I feel tall.
And that's okay. What I will say is I will also highlight the fact that Murdoch pointed out about the running quarterback. That is just something that the Jets have not been able to handle all year.
Fucking kryptonite for them.
Yeah, a scrambling quarterback, forget about it. They just don't know how to handle it. If that's the first matchup I have this week, Indianapolis coming into the Jets. I can't pick the Jets anymore. I'm going Indianapolis. I assume you guys are too.
Yeah, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me 7 times, shame on me too. Because
I'll go. I pick the Jets. I pick the Jets every week, Maddie, and they lose. So if I pick Colts, Jets might win. So
there you go.
I'll go Colts.
All I want to know is that super gay guy who does the Colts song every week. You know what I'm talking about? He does one for against every team, and how's he going to shit talk the Jets?
His name is Seth DeFlo Erskines. I actually went at him on Twitter when he started doing it, and I hope that they don't come back at me for this one. But I was like, yeah, wait till week 11, because we have a guy who writes songs, Blitz BK. And I was like, Bliss BK's gonna be all up in here. Wait till he writes a song for you, like all this stuff.
They're gonna do it for the shoe.
Yeah, I know the song by heart.
Well, he does a new one for each team every week. Like,
oh my god!
Like with the Chargers, he was like, let's show him who the real horse is. I was like, oh my god, that's lame.
It is so bad.
I'm gonna have to find it. I'll look at it in the morning. And I don't have any beef with Colts fans. Like, there's no real rivalry or anything. But I want to find him and just kick his ass, and even do a little jail time for it.
I have the whole thing. Like, I know it. You know, maybe I should make that one of my new characters.
Do it for the shoe. It's gay that I know that much of it, but like I've shown it to so many people. I've shown it to so many people, and they're like, "This can't be real." I'm like, "Dude, his mom is in the other room, like covering her ears."
He goes, part of his song, because it's the same song. He just changes that one part about whatever team, and he goes, "This is our Colts. We love them, right?" And he goes, "Whether win or lose."
I just like at the end when he goes, and you're like, all right, Jim Carrey wannabe, that is brutal.
Actually, he stopped doing the horse sound, and then people started complaining, like, you got to do the horse sound, so he brought it back.
Oh,
he's like the Colts fan of the year. He's trying to get NFL fan of the year, and they're pushing him because they actually had him on McAfee playing. They would play in the video on McAfee show because he's a Colt.
I should be the Colts guy and just talk about how much I hate the fucking Jets every week and be like, "This is our Jets crashing and burning. Fucking team is making me cry."
We could do a parody,
dude. We could totally Weird Al this.
Did you guys see what Tom Grossi's dad did to his Fan of the Year award?
No, I didn't.
He was fucking doing a live stream with his dad, and he had the NFL Fan of the Year award behind and displayed behind him. His dad did something and like got up, knocked the shelf, the thing fell over and smashed.
On accident?
Like completely destroyed. Yeah, it was on accident, but I mean, it's like, apparently his dad put it back together and whatnot, but it's like, God, you get NFL Fan of the Year and your dad just busts it on a live stream.
Well,
like
that would get fucking views, man. People clicked on that later to watch that. They were like, he did well.
I don't think Tom Grossi needs views. He's doing pretty good. All right, guys, let's whip through this. We got a bunch of games here.
Yeah,
here we go. Green Bay heading to Chicago. Maddie.
Green Bay.
Murdoch.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Wheels are coming off the bus in Chicago.
They hate Caleb Williams, just like everybody else does. But now his own teammates hate him too.
Yeah, dude. I would watch that game just for like the straight up Amish shun that he will be getting by the third quarter from his entire O-line.
Do you remember that movie, The Replacements?
Yeah, where they just let him go through and crush at him. Yeah.
Go ahead. And Shane Falco was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
yep.
That's
I think we talked about it a little bit Tuesday night, where his offensive line wouldn't even help him up.
Right.
Yeah. We did talk about that. Yeah.
They just let him. They just let him lay there.
Get up, girlfriend.
I was saying this before the draft. I said they're gonna hate this guy. Whatever team he goes to, they're gonna hate him because he thinks who he is. In college, he was the same way.
Yeah.
Trying to dictate where he's going, and he just came in guns blazing, even in training camp. And you just knew this was going to happen, that they were going to hate him for good reason too, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going Green Bay too. Next game is an easy one. I mean, I doubt anybody's picking against Detroit. Jacksonville heads into Detroit.
Oh no!
Oh, Jags with the upset. No, Detroit.
I'm holding you to that, Matty.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this: if that actually happens, I'm gonna be like, "Told you, motherfuckers." But Detroit's gonna cut through them like a hot knife through butter, dude.
Jacksonville can play with 12 guys in the field on both sides of the ball and still lose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Then you have Las Vegas heading into Miami. Murdoch, who do you got?
Oh, Miami. I can't pick the Raiders.
I got Vegas.
Matty?
I like Vegas with the upset. The surprise win. I don't know if it's really an upset, but that's a tough one. It's both teams stink, but I don't have faith in Miami ever, and I see Vegas. Vegas has nothing to lose. I mean, like everybody out there is just playing to hopefully make the team next year right now, so they may go out there and play balls out.
No, I mean, I think the same is true with Miami, though. The same is true with Miami.
Yeah, but The
What was
Raiders.
the narrative about Miami coming into this year because of what they were last year? They beat all the bad teams and can't beat a team over 500. Raiders are right in their wheelhouse for a win when the offense goes off.
Oh no, yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you, Murdoch. I'm taking Miami. I just think that they're on the upswing. I mean, they're not making the playoffs. It ain't happening, but they're good enough to beat the Raiders, especially at home. I just don't see the Raiders pulling that off. So that one's for you, YouTube user, and Scott. Then you got the let's see, the LA Rams heading into New England. Maddie, who do you got?
I like the Rams on this one. They're showing signs of competency, and New England's garbage that we lost to.
Well, because we're worse garbage.
Yes.
Murdoch, who do you got?
Yeah, too many weapons on the Rams. They shouldn't lose this game.
Yeah, I also got the Rams. Then we have the game in New Orleans. Cleveland is heading in to play the Saints. Maddie.
Saints, I guess.
This is a Jameis Winston is going back. I wouldn't be surprised. This could be one of those Jameis Winston games. I'm gonna go Browns just for shits and giggles because Jameis going back to New Orleans, and New Orleans kind of sucks. So
yeah, New Orleans is definitely having its problems.
Great.
If this was in Cleveland, I may think about going with you, Murdoch, but I can't.
It's a home field call for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go New Orleans on this one. Here's one of the big ones of the week, and these are what we always talk about, these ones that we want to watch. This one is one I want to watch. Baltimore versus Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. Let's see here. I'll go first. I'm going Pittsburgh. It's in Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh. They both have pretty much identical records. Yeah, fuck it. Let's go with the Steelers. Steel City, baby. Maddie, who do you got?
I was going with Baltimore just because I hate the Steelers more than I hate Baltimore. They're both very evenly matched. A lot of times I pick the home team just because of home field advantage, but I feel like Baltimore is one of those teams that I feel like they play well on the road because they have that winner mindset of go in, get your job done, and get the fuck out. And I think I'm taking the Ravens, but we shall see.
what Pittsburgh 7-2 or 8-2?
I think one of them is 7-2 and one of them is 7-3 because one of them had a bye or something like that. It's close. It's like
Right. Either way, I'm going to say Pittsburgh is a paper 7-2 or 7-3. I don't think they're in the class of Baltimore. I think Baltimore beats them up.
Well, tomorrow will be the day to prove, or for the Baltimore to prove.
Is that a 1 o'clock game?
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. So unfortunately, we won't be able to watch it because we're going to be watching the shit Jets.
I don't know.
You got the
Game of Thrones on.
We should get paid to watch the Jet games at this point.
Right. We should send them a bill. Just
Yeah,
see
we
what
should,
happens.
we should send them
See if they-
invoices.
Be like, you guys owe us
back.
$42.87 for our time, and just see if the check comes back and be like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna call. I should contact the Jets. I've been a fan for 41 years. I should call them and ask for reparations.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
41
We all should.
years
Yeah.
worth.
I want 40 yards.
Listen,
in a
how
meal.
about this? How
Right.
about this? How many yards does Mike Williams have receiving for the Steelers?
87.
Is it 87 and a touchdown though?
Oh, 2
No,
touchdowns.
no. I'm talking about this week. We're predicting his yardage this week.
Yeah, just this week, 87. 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
I like that, Maddie.
And he
I can see
probably
that
saves a
happening.
kid choking on a hot dog in the stands, too.
You guys are going a little far on this one. I'm going to say. I'm
The
gonna say.
realm of reality has long since expired in Jets land.
I'm going to try to be a little bit more realistic and say 44 yards receiving on 3 catches.
I would say if the over-under is 50, I'll take the under, but 2 to 3 catches.
3 catches, 56 yards in a ton.
There you go.
All right. Then we got Minnesota heading into Tennessee. I'll go first. I'm just going to take Minnesota. Tennessee, I've tried to get behind Tennessee. I tried to pick them, I think, last week or something and said, Tennessee's going to do it. No. Minnesota, although they've kind of lost a little bit of a step, I'm going to still go with the Vikings.
Won't
Murdoch,
get
who do
fooled
you got?
again, huh? Yeah,
No.
Minnesota.
Well, the Jets beat the Titans, so there's no way that they should lose. They should beat Minnesota. Any team that the Jets beat, I can't pick them.
All three of them, huh?
Yeah. Who'd we beat? We got Tennessee,
Tennessee, New England once, and
who's the third one? It's
Houston.
like it's been so long.
Houston.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Houston. Yeah, I can't. If the Jets beat them, I can't pick Tennessee. No way, Minnesota.
Crooklyn knows me all too well, by the way. Figured I'd point that out. Yep. I'm going to be taking double my heart medicine tomorrow just to try to counteract the anger I have towards the New York Jets. Moving on to the next game. This is a battle out west. The Seattle Seahawks heading into San Francisco to take on the 49ers. Murdoch, who do you got?
I got the 49ers. Those West Coast, NFC West games are always entertaining, no matter the records. But I'm definitely going San Francisco all the way.
Same. Niners.
Maddie?
Niners,
right, I'm going
but it'll
against
be a
the
good
grain.
game. You know, that's what
No, I'm going against the grain.
So it'll be a good game.
Going Seattle. I'm going to go Seattle.
All right.
Then you have Atlanta heading into Denver. Maddie, you are in Denver. What is your pick for that game?
I'm going to take Denver. Denver has surprised a lot of people this year. Their defense is solid, and they're at home. And I mean, having been to that stadium many times, they definitely have the. I know Seattle's famous for their 12th man, but Denver has a very strong 12th man as well. And Denver plays just really well in front of their home fans. I'm taking Denver, and I think they win pretty handily. Actually,
is it snowing?
It's not. No, it's nice out.
I'm going
probably like 60 degrees.
Then I'm going Atlanta.
Well, 60 degrees for Atlanta is cold.
Well, it's not like these guys were born and raised in a dome. Like they've played football outdoors before.
Right, but you get comfy living in Atlanta.
No, Maddie, 60 degrees is not uncomfortable for a football game for any team. Even if you're Miami or Arizona, 60 degrees is fine. But I'm going to go Denver too. I just they've been shocking me all year, and I think Bo Nix is trash, but the team around him is really good. Then we got here's another one, guys. This is another one. I can't wait to watch this one. Well, depending on how much the refs are involved. Kansas City heads into Buffalo to take on the Bills. Maddie, who do you got?
Well, I can definitely wait to watch this game because I hate both teams.
Yeah, me too.
Kansas City. I suspect there will be a questionable call or two, but
three or four.
God hates the Bills not as much as she hates the Jets, but the NFL just really I feel like they really want Kansas City to do the same thing the Dolphins did in the 70s and get that undefeated record and win the Super Bowl.
Part of me wants to say Buffalo because Buffalo's good in the regular season. They just choke in the postseason. But they're usually good for the regular season. Amari Cooper should be healthy, right? I think he's playing. Shit. I don't know, man. I'll go. I guess I'll go Kansas City at home, but I would not be surprised if Buffalo wins.
Here's what I'll say. God loves the Chiefs, but he hates the Jets more. And what would make the Jets fan pissed is to have Buffalo beat Kansas City. I'm taking Buffalo. I think Buffalo's winning, and it'll just aggravate me even more. So
certainly not out of the wheelhouse.
Yeah, it is what it is. Then you got your Sunday night game. This one is not a great Sunday night game. Now, we got flexed out for this. Cincinnati Bengals go in to play the Chargers. What the fuck? I think we talked about this, that we got flexed out for a shit game when they could have been put Kansas City and Buffalo in that spot.
Why wouldn't you put KC and Buffalo in that
that's
spot?
Weird.
Or Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that would
Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Like, what are they fucking thinking?
Ugh.
Clancy said the game's in Buffalo. If the game's in Buffalo, I'll go Buffalo. I thought you said it was Kansas City, Mike.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I
said it was in Buffalo.
He said it was Buffalo.
Did you?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I retract.
Yeah, I said it was in Buffalo.
Okay, then I'll go Buffalo. But whatever.
All right. Well, we're to the next game. Kansas City and the LA Chargers. So Murdoch, who do you got in that one?
Cincinnati and the Chargers.
Cincinnati and the Chargers. I'm going Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cincinnati too, only because I have Joe Burrow and Chase on my fantasy team, and they've been lighting it up for me. So let's keep going with it. Maddie, who do you got?
Same, Cincinnati.
And finally, the final game of the week, Monday night, the battle in Texas. The Houston Texans go into AT&T Stadium to play the Dallas Cowboys. Who do you got, Murdoch?
I'm gonna have to go Texans because I don't know what the hell's going on with the Cowboys, but I gotta go Texans. Too many weapons versus none. You don't got a quarterback. I don't expect Cooper Rush to start lighting it up. That means CeeDee Lamb becomes almost obsolete. If your starting running back is Zeke Elliott, you got problems. And I just don't think they have a quarterback to get anybody the ball. So I have to go with the Texans.
Everything Murdoch just
Super
said.
chat, John Radcliffe. Hold on one second. Jets. John Radcliffe with $2 comes in and says, it's the regular season. Bills win, the script says. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it would piss off Jets fans for the Bills to win this game, and so their Bills are going to win because just God or the football gods or whoever hates the goddamn Jets.
I wouldn't be mad, Mikey. I wouldn't be mad at all. We can't win a division.
I would because my whole thing is that Kansas City, we know, has the help from the NFL, and we know they have help from the officials. It's as clear as day now. So if they just go through winning, people in Kansas City will be happy, and everyone else looking in from the outside will be like, yeah, asterisk, you guys got every call that was ever made in the entire season. If Buffalo goes in and beats them, then it's like Buffalo's like automatically you're looking at Buffalo as like a legitimate Super Bowl contender. And I don't want to hear Bills fans say, no, they're not right now.
I hate Taylor Swift and the Chiefs more than I hate the Bills.
I mean, I hate them. I feel like I have to say I hate them both equally right now, but that's unfair because it's just because the Chiefs are winning and Taylor Swift keeps showing her fucking mouse face all over every NFL broadcast. But in reality, I've hated the Bills way more than the Kansas City Chiefs throughout my life. So it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So did we all go? I mean, I'm picking the Texans too. The Cowboys are a mess. They can't win at home. Yeah, they can't win at home. They don't have a starting quarterback. It's just a mess.
This is like the most
but anyway,
decision from all of us. Like we've all said the exact same thing.
Yeah,
Dallas just
it is what it is. Not that we aren't, once again.
No, I'm not saying we're not, but I mean, if there's one thing Jets fans know, it's shitty football, and we can certainly call it out when we see it.
Exactly. We can sniff out our own.
Yeah, we smell our own.
But anyway, all right. So, Murdoch, we're about to head into the intermission report, so I'm going to let you go. Hopefully we can pop you back on later, but if you have not checked out Murdoch, he goes live during all the Jets games, and you can see that link below his name, youtube.com/the_Jets stream. You can probably just put in the_Jets stream and you'll find him. But go over there, give him a sub, show your love, and we would all really appreciate that. Murdoch, we will see you in a little bit.
Later, boys.
Later, buddy.
All right. Now, before we get into the intermission report, you guys are doing great. Please keep hitting those thumbs up. Lets more people know in the YouTube algorithms that we are here. So keep hitting those thumbs up. It is free. And if you are new, please hit that subscribe button. But what I failed to mention earlier, which I want to mention, is on Tuesday night's show, I told everybody that if we get 5 gifted channel memberships, I will match those 5 and gift out 5 of my own. So that's total of 10 people who will be able to watch my members only exclusive content, which includes the Mach 1 show I do with Tommy Jets every Tuesday before our show. And it includes, a bunch of other things. Sometimes other shows go down behind the paywall, and sometimes we talk, the election, or we talked horror, or we talk movies or things like that. And those go members only. So I believe it was DB84 or 94. I forget. He's not 94. In here tonight, but DB84, 94, one of our local, not only channel members, but also a Broncos fan, on Tuesday night gifted 2 channel memberships. So I told him, They weren't in vain. We'll carry them over to Saturday night. If we can get 3 gifted channel memberships tonight or more, I will gift my 5 and match those so we can get more people to start to be part of the channel and get content and all that stuff. So let's try to give some channel memberships here tonight, folks. I would really appreciate that. And before we get into our intermission report, we have one more super chat. Jets. Let's see. John's jumping ahead. He's going into the intermission report. What is the intermission report, folks? I will let you know that it is when you guys watching at home, put in the comments your top 5s. Top 5s that me and Maddie can come up with. It could be anything. It could be top 5 movie. Well, now these are ones we've done, so I'm just pointing that out. Top 5 movie theater snacks, top 5 football uniforms, top 5 I think we did Thanksgiving foods, all of those things. Now John had come in and said his idea was top 5 players that have played on one of your favorite teams that you actually hated. So that's not a bad idea. Yeah, we will check that out. We will try to we'll look at some other suggestions. John, chances are you're leading the pack. I'll tell you that right now. But what we've got to do first is actually get into our intermission report, and we're going to do that right now.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
Hold on, folks. Just grab. Oh, there it is. Got to get my pad out. All right, let me get into the comments section, see what we got, and just to let everybody know, we are going to be heading into the holidays and doing a lot of holiday top 5s coming up. So hold on to those.
Not getting a whole lot of suggestions here tonight, so
people are running out of ideas.
It's possible. Or
yes,
everybody just
Nightshade. By the way, that is a talking Pee-wee doll behind me. Just want to point that out.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, you're right. You guys don't have ideas tonight? That's fine. We could just go with what we got.
Ideas.
Well, which is fine. I'm the kind of guy, look, I love the holidays, but you can't really get into Christmas until I've always been told that the start of the Christmas season is when Santa shows up in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And that's when you officially, boom, it's Christmas. It's Christmas time. You get the music out. Yeah, it's starting to go.
Sasha gets pissed about Christmas starting too soon. Oh boy.
A lot of people are talking. Mets comes in with top 5 secret words from Pee-wee's Playhouse. We're not going to do that because they were just random words. But a lot of people are talking about that. Clancy, we had that Pee-wee doll back in the day. Yeah. I'm glad you guys love the Pee-wee doll. He's been there for every show that I've ever done. And tonight he's getting his due. Top 5 cars you'd like to drive. That's not bad. But I think look, John came in with the super chat. And I feel like he has mentioned this before. And it's going to be hard for me to actually, because you know what? When a guy comes on one of my teams, usually I'm like a mark for them. I'll totally love them. But all right, fair enough. So that's what we're going to do.
I don't like them if I don't like them, but I respect their game and want them on the team, it's one thing. But if I don't like them and I don't think their game is anything that's going to help the team and they show up, it's like, fuck.
All right, then that's what we're doing, Maddie.
Cool.
We're officially going to be doing top 5 players that played for one of your favorite teams that you actually hated. So I'm going to start writing them down. I got 1. I got 2. I got 3.
I got all 5 of mine.
Oh, damn.
I started working on it anyways, just when the super chat popped up, because I was like, this is just something I want to. I like would think about anyways. You know what I mean? Like, this is a fun topic to bring up at work. So I was like, I definitely. I knew my number one immediately. So
I knew my number one immediately also.
then
Boy, this is
a couple of mine are like posthumously, like I hated them after they played for my team, but
this is a tough one.
it's not an easy one. There's definitely be a lot of like explanations that go into some of these, I think.
I only have 3, and I'm having a real hard time with this because, like I said, when guys come onto my team, it's really hard for me to just hate them.
Well, one of
Like
my guys,
my point being is that they would really have to earn my hate to be on a team that I love, and for me
well,
to
you can do it
actually
like post that season too, is my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? Like you liked them when
because
they
I
were on your
think
team, but afterwards you're like, fuck, dude,
no,
this guy's
but
trash.
I think John wanted people who like were like on the Yankees or on the Jets. Well, that's for me. Those are my teams.
Right, that's
But
what I'm saying though, is you can do
but
like
but
a guy who you were
but
stoked.
I don't think he's talking about you didn't like them after the fact. I think he's talking about like even while they were on your team, you still just couldn't stand them. Like
Well, you know what? We're gonna have to take a
that's
little
right.
leeway.
I'm not
I have
saying
one
you're
guy who's posthumous, so
all right. All right. I feel like I'm just gonna have to throw people on here who I don't fully hate. I have 3 who I could say that I hated while they were on the team.
well, you could have 3 that
3.
you hated after the season was over, or 2 that you know. I mean, look, come up with some shit. You're fine.
Do you have any honorable mentions?
I have one who's in the NBA right now, and people are gonna think I'm crazy, but fucking Ant-Man for Minnesota. I hate that dude. I don't want him anywhere near any of my teams. I think he's a little prick, and I would like someone to break his vertebrae.
You're a Knicks fan.
Yeah, I hate that.
You
guy.
are a Knicks fan.
I'm aware. I hate.
You
Anthony
can't pick
Edwards.
someone like that.
He's not on my team. He's an honorable mention. I got a Nick on my list. Don't worry. But just in general, I'm just looking at like guys who are in the league that I would not want on my team, that I would hate if they came to my team. This is a pretty hard one to come up with 5 for. So I'm going with like guys that I would just hate in the league that I would not want on my team.
Oh, I got one. Hold on, I got another one. I got 4. I don't think I could. I don't think I can go past this. I'm having too hard of a time.
All right, well, I'll start with 5 and then do your 4, and I'll do my 4.
All right, Maddie, you're no. Yeah, you're. I need to take a drink. You're number 5. You're number 5.
My number 5 is Bobby Holik on the New York Rangers. I thought it was a terrible signing. I thought they paid him way too much money. I didn't think he had anything to bring to the team, and I was right. It was a terrible signing. Didn't contribute anything. And you want to talk about just a down in flames type of fucking. You know, the whole season I'm like, why this guy sucks. This is a terrible pickup. I didn't want him to sign him. I don't want him here now. I would rather they bench this guy. And this was, again, in the many millennia where the Rangers didn't make the playoffs. And it was the same year they signed Kasparaitis, too. And I was like, well, at least Kasparaitis can kind of hit somebody. Holik wasn't hitting. He wasn't doing anything. He was great when he played for your boys. But as soon as he got that Ranger money, he was like, I'm going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, to my farm, and I'm out.
All right, well, then I'm going to start with my number 4. Guys, this is the intermission report. Please keep hitting those thumbs up buttons. I appreciate that. It's you're helping out tonight. Get more eyes on the product, so it's much appreciated. My number 4, Maddie, and this may be I know a lot of people loved him during his run because he was our only hope. But I'm going to say Carmelo Anthony. I never had faith in him. I never bought into it. And I had every right, I guess, because he never brought us to a championship.
Selfish player, you know, just, yeah. I wish I'd had that for my honorable mention. That's a great pick.
Yep. He's my only Nick on the list, actually.
Well, continuing that, my number 4 is also a Nick, and that would be Stephon Marbury.
Okay.
Selfish player, nothing but drama, endlessly. It was just constant, you know, Marbury's a problem all season long. And so he's my number 4. I wanted him to do well, but Jesus, to this day, I hear his name and I'm just like, I'm like an old medieval woman. I just spit when I say his name.
My number 3 is kind of the same thing as a Carmelo Anthony, except a baseball player. He was on the Yankees. We brought him in. I didn't agree with it. I rooted for him because I, of course, wanted the Yankees to get to championships.
For the logo on the front, not the name on the back.
Correct. But he never did it. And it was all hype and it was bullshit. And he just always was fucking up and just not producing. Jason Giambi. Never bought into it. Never liked Jason Giambi. And he was stuck in that Yankees before what we see now. And before we saw what we did in like that 2009, championship run and that 90s run. It was like he was supposed to be the savior in that in between, and I never bought it. Never bought it. Fuck Giambi.
Okay. My number 3, Brett Favre. Started out good.
Really?
We're all really excited about him, and then by the end of the season, it was pretty clear that he was just using the Jets as an attempt to get to go play for Minnesota. Didn't want to be there. Like, started out good, looked good. We were all happy, but as the play declined, you could see the attitude declined, the wins declined. So sorry, but by the end of that season, I was like, man, Brett Favre is fucking go. Let him go to Minnesota. I don't care. He's my posthumous one.
All right. My number 2 is a recent departure from the team, and I tried to root for him. I really did, but he was just a useless sack of crap. And people still say, "Oh, you miss him? You miss him?" No, he sucked, and he still sucks. That's why he's 3rd string on the Denver Broncos. Zach Wilson, fuck him.
Oh, good one. Good call. Good call. My number 2.
I just can't. I tried.
Yeah, no.
I tried.
Yeah, no, you did. You gave it the old college try. You really did.
Yep.
My number 2 is Uris Familia for the Mets. Every time I saw that fucking guy get up to the mound, I was like, hits incoming. And it sucked that he wears my number 2. He wore number 27, but I was like, every time I saw him on the mound, when you're like that feeling of dread sets in where you're just like, oh God, please let his arm fall off and they have to take him out of the game. Like, yes, seriously, I respect it and I'm standing by it. But yeah, Familia.
I'm kind of, in a way, I'm kind of with Crooklyn because
I understand.
I have, look, he played hurt and that's why I'm pissed at him, but I wouldn't say hate. I wouldn't say hate.
His whole plan was to use the Jets to go and get to Minnesota because he knew that he couldn't just go to Minnesota. They wouldn't trade him to Minnesota, and there was a bunch of different things. And honestly, it's kind of like I hate Kirk Cousins for the same shit. Is that he basically just leveraged what the Jets were offering to make sure Minnesota signed him, and he had no intention of helping the Jets at all. So.
I actually give David here a lot of credit. I hear so many Broncos fans coming in and talking shit and talking like Bo Nix is the next greatest thing, and he's just not. And at least David, look, Zach's not either, buddy.
Yeah, so trust us, Dave.
Yeah, trust us.
You don't want this.
But at least he recognizes that Bo Nix isn't the answer they need at quarterback. But
I don't have the hate for Bo Nix that you do. But I also, even though I live in Denver, I don't.
No, I don't have hate for Bo Nix. I have highs. So
that's fair. I literally have not watched them play but one game this year.
If you feel that way about Zach, what's your opinion about Sam? I like Sam. I'm rooting for Sam. I have no problem with Sam. I feel like Sam no problem with Gino.
Like Sam was in such a bad spot with a bad coach, and anybody who played in the Adam Gase era gets like a little bit of a pass for me because they were so poorly coached.
Are we both to our number 1?
You're number 1, yes, sir.
My number 1 is the dog killer himself, Michael Vick. I never thought he should have even been let in the league again. I never think that. And once again, that people will always say, "Oh, well, there's people who did worse." Yeah, they shouldn't be allowed in the fucking league either. And that was the one season in my entire life of being a Jets fan that I did boycott the team. I didn't buy any products. I didn't go to any games. I didn't do nothing while Michael Vick was on the team. As a matter of fact, I think I even wore a Giants shirt at one point during that season because I wanted to watch some football. But I just couldn't. I could not spend money on a team that would bring in a guy who fought and killed dogs. It's just, that's despicable. That, like, I'd almost rather, and I know this is retarded to say, but I'd almost rather you kill a human, because dogs and animals are just completely innocent to anything that you do to them, and that's just,
Dude, if
that's
dog
disgusting.
dies in a movie, I'm leaving.
Like, well, yeah, not me. I won't. But
I take a dog getting killed in a movie harder than like Gage can get run over in Pet Cemetery all day long, but when the cat gets hit, I'm like, man, fuck, dude. I hope church, man, come on, baby, church, man, it's a cat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Our priorities are very fucked up on this show, kids. My number one is
Maddie.
Yeah, my number one is Tom Pody. I don't think many people remember him. The Rangers traded for this dumb fuck, garbage defenseman who I didn't like to begin with. They traded my boy fucking Mike York, who I met, who's a nice guy. I have a signed jersey of his. And it absolutely worked out so poorly. York was scoring in buckets for, second liner, he was scoring, putting up points. And they really, the only reason they traded for Tom Pody was they really didn't want the Islanders to get him. I don't fucking know why. So they send Mike York to the frozen wasteland that is Edmonton at the time. York's career went to hell. Tom Pody didn't do shit. I hated him all season. And to this day, I hate Tom Pody. And he wore number 5, which is my favorite player of all time's number for the Rangers, which he had no right to. So, yeah, Tom Pody, go to hell.
Interesting.
America.
Interesting. Why is number 5 your favorite number?
Ulf Samuelsson is my favorite player of all time. And when I was a kid, my nickname was Ulf.
Yeah. Okay.
I was a dirty fuck even as a child on the ice. Like, I'm of the mindset when you're playing a sport, you're not there to make friends. Now, don't get me wrong. If I'm playing beer league or, rec league, I'm not going to go out there and just fucking cheap shot somebody or do whatever. But like all the way through college, I was like, look, dude, off the ice, we're cool. On the ice, like, I'll run over my own mom. Like, I'm here to do a job. And, especially a guy like me, I'm not a big dude. So believe me, I'm going to make sure the coach is like going, I'm going to keep him around. I've made myself invaluable by doing that.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new to this channel, that's what we do on our intermission report. We take a top 5, which coming up are going to start being holiday top 5. So get those prepared for once Thanksgiving is over and we start heading into that holiday season. But we take a top 5 suggestion from the audience, you guys, and then me and Maddie come up with it on the spot. And then, of course, we'll pop up some chats and we'll talk to some people about that. And then when we get out of the intermission report, we start to take your guys' calls. And usually we'll not only talk about the Jets, but we'll also talk about whatever top 5 that we came up with during the intermission report. So that's what we do. If you're new, I hope you enjoyed it. And for those of you guys who are regulars here, thank you so much. I hope everybody's hitting that thumbs up button. I appreciate all the super chats that have come in. Guys, 3 more gifted channel memberships, and then I can gift 5 of my own. So please try to get those in. I would really appreciate that. And that would be a nice cherry on the top of the evening. But we have a little bit more of a show. We got like 40 minutes left of this show, Maddie, and we've got to take some people's calls. So let's head. Yeah, let's head out of this intermission report and we'll see you on the other side.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat.
All right.
All righty.
Maddie. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I did not even bother I didn't get the invite. What soundbite?
Mike and Maddie's top 5.
Oh, you are right. Let's do
That's
that.
All right. After the fact.
That's all right.
I was like, what? Oh yeah.
Fair enough. No. I forgot to copy. I forgot to copy the link so that I could put it down in the comments section for everybody. All right, guys, here we go. Let's put in that link and give us a call. There we go. There we go. Okay, now it's officially in there.
By the way, I am wearing my official.
All right,
Jets
guys,
shirt.
give us a call. What was that other one you sent me? You sent me another one that was kind of like that. You were like,
one, I ordered one.
What does that one say?
It says mine. This one says goddamn.
Oh, okay.
But I did order. It's got it's an R with the Jets. The jet, and it just says rebuilding since 1970. It's on Etsy.
The swoosh.
Yeah, and I bought one. I was like, I swore I was going to buy another T-shirt till I died, but I was like, this one's just perfect. So.
Well, no, you sent it to me because we said we weren't gonna spend any more money on the team this year, which is fair. I don't think anybody should. Yeah, exactly. It's not going to the team. It's going to somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah. That, and there's another one that's got the Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs with his shit tucked in blue and red Buffalo colors, and it says Buffalo Bills. And if they change their logo to that, I'm converting.
Oh, that would be dicey. I don't think that would go over well with Roger Goodell in the NFL.
That'd be so fun.
All right, guys, here we go. Let's get to our first caller. It's time for one of our amazing regulars who we love so much. Let's get to Mets. Hold on. Here we go.
Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are
really... Hi, guys.
Metsy, what's up, buddy?
Not much. I mean,
hey.
My top 5 players I hated when they were on the team. I think a few of them Maddie would agree with. My number 5, one of the bigger mistakes that came to the Knicks around the same time as Marbury, Eddie Curry. Whose idea was it to trade away draft picks for that fat piece of garbage?
Good one.
Number 4, even though he's not so much the scapegoat this year, he was a bad pick for the Giants, Daniel Jones. I mean, personally, the cancer's Dable these days, not him. And at least now he's finally going to be benched. But I still feel pity for the guy, which is why he's only number 4 on my list. Number 3, I agree with Maddie, Marbury. My number 2, what did I say? I think I said
You don't remember your own list?
This is why we write these things down.
Who's my number 2?
You got to write it down, Matt. You got to write it down.
This is why our show goes over all the fucking time. We should call it the Midnight Mike Mets Dead Air segment.
Jason Bay. You remember him, Maddie?
Yes, I do.
That guy was a piece of garbage for the 2 or 3 years he was on the Mets. Constantly injured, couldn't provide the power. What was the point of getting this son of a bitch?
Well, and keeping him was the thing. Because he played, they kept him for at least over 2. It was 2 seasons at least, if I remember right. But after the first season, I was like, why does this guy have a job?
Yeah. And then our number 1, I think all Mets fans can agree as to why the fuck we're still paying this son of a bitch, even after he's long since retired.
I know exactly who you're going to say.
Bobby Bonilla.
I think we pay him through, 2032? Or is it till next year? I don't remember. I know it's soon.
I think it was next year.
Hold on. Are there any other contracts in any sport that pay people for like 30 years? Like, what is going on here? Like, what made them think that was a good idea?
Remember Rick DiPietro for the Islanders, that goalie that they signed?
Yeah, I think I remember him, but at least got out of it.
Well, I think he got him and Alexei Yashin had deals kind of like that, where like they were getting paid long after they fucking left the game. Yeah, Bobby Bonilla. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, yeah. No. Nancy brought it up. No, Ohtani is going to end up getting paid like that from the Dodgers.
Yeah, but at least he's been doing a lot of cost cutting where he's only getting $2 million a year each year.
He puts asses in seats for the team. I mean, even if he will make the Dodgers that much money in ticket sales, even if they stink.
Yeah, whereas Bonilla
And
couldn't put a single ass in Shea Stadium seats.
Mets, did you smoke a nice haze bone?
No,
what's a haze bone?
no cigarette.
What's a
Oh.
haze bone?
I'm assuming a doobie, a joint,
Is that the devil's lettuce?
something
Is
like
what they
that to
have?
that, or a blunt.
Shit, dude. I gotta
Yeah,
get in the
something
chair.
like that.
But still,
Yeah, no, Metz is usually more angry than me. That's why he's one of the things he's known for is throwing children. Like I
Somebody
get
threw some
angry,
doggy
but
downers
I
in
would
his mac
never,
and cheese tonight.
I would never throw a child. But Metz has done it.
I might.
Has done it. It's not even like he hasn't done it.
And it's not like he won't do
And
it again
once again, I keep
if the opportunity presents itself.
no, and the worst part is that I definitely have another intro video, but I just haven't edited it together yet. You wouldn't believe how many clips there are out there of in movies and whatnot of people throwing children.
I just think
So
next
Metz is
week's
not
top
alone.
five should be potential Mets throwing his second child situations. Top 5. Like home run ball at a Mets game. Top 5 Mets potential
Or like
throwing.
top 5 kids you'd like to throw.
Nah, because
I feel like there are kids.
we get demonetized.
It's a little dicey when you're like, yeah, I kind of want to just, toss those little fucks from Camp Kikiwaka or whatever.
We get demonetized for that.
We get in trouble for that one.
Yeah, we're not real. You didn't hurt the kid, right? You just kind of threw him across the Lowe's, right? Or the Home Depot.
No, I didn't.
Like you just shot put at him.
You took him out, of the cart. You were holding the back of his belt and his shirt, and you just kind of like threw him. Maybe what? Let's not exaggerate. It was probably only like 5 to 10 feet.
What I think you should have done is held the kid like Batman holding a criminal like this while you put the bag in the cart. Like he's just kicking and like screaming about he has rights and wants his lawyer, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I know you have rights, punk." That'd been sweet.
Again, fuck you guys.
The legend gets better every week, dude. Like every week, by Christmas, Mets will have decapitated this child. Like, yeah.
No, I also think that Mets when the lady kind of gave Mets shit for throwing her child, I think he should have backhanded her for talking out of line.
Yeah, I'd have been like, I'm sorry. If you throw your child, if you'd have thrown him, I wouldn't have had to.
Yeah, exactly. Look,
Now
Mets just wants kids to be well behaved. That's it.
And
I'm
airborne.
for that. Well, yeah, and airborne.
Well, I know one thing we can all agree with. The fact that now we know the whole Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight was fixed last night. Fuck you, Jake Paul. You're still a fraud. You don't deserve to be in the ring until you find some real opponents instead of these past their prime fucking bums.
I can agree there. Yeah, you can't argue that. Did you actually stay up for the fight, Mets?
Yes.
I would have been pissed if I was on the East Coast and that shit rolled around at like 12:30 or whatever time it was. I'd have been like, fuck.
Dude, I expected the fight around 11, latest 11:30. And they just kept going to package after highlight package after bullshit. And then when we all got to see Mike Tyson's bare ass. Did you all see that? That was nice, wasn't it?
I needed that.
It was a fucking stomp. He did 2 things. Jack and shit. And Jack left town, which meant all he was doing in the ring was nothing but shit.
Well, like I said, I don't know if you were watching the beginning of the show, Mets, but this is a lesson learned for all of us that, like, novelty boxing matches are always going to be a letdown, and next time that something like this rolls around, I can assure you I am not going to go out of my way to catch it at all.
Which is why I'm saying, Jake Paul, do the world a favor and fight some real fucking opponents instead of these past their prime individuals. Who next you're going to sucker into a fight? Oscar De La Hoya? Hector Macho Camacho? Sean O'Grady? Larry Holmes?
I used to love Macho Camacho. That dude was badass. I think he's dead.
Muhammad Ali?
Dead.
He is dead.
We'll dig him up and beat the shit out of him.
I know he's dead.
Live from the graveyard.
All right, Mets, before I let you go, I need to know your predictions. Jets Colts tomorrow, 1 p.m. What do you got?
A fucking miracle. Jets send the Colts to the glue factory.
Okay.
But I'm not
Yeah?
having high hopes on it.
I like the positivity.
Yeah, I mean that's what passes
All
for
right. Well,
positivity
fair
these
enough.
days.
I'll be more focused on the Ravens Steelers game anyway.
That's gonna be a good game for sure.
True.
Yeah.
We say that, watch it be absolute
Mets,
dog.
thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it.
Later.
Have a good night. All right. Oh, we just we had 2 other callers, and I just lost them both. I don't know how that happened. Please call in, guys. I saw Alan in there, and there was someone else in there. Please give us a call. And here we go. We got it hooked up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring him in. I'd actually like to hear his thoughts on the fight too. I know that's it's not a boxing channel, but Alan, how you doing?
Hey,
Funny thing is, early in the week, I had a friend of mine, because I live in Dallas. I had a friend of mine actually offer me tickets to go last night. And I said no. I had no interest, and it showed. First of all, I think I went on Netflix, and there were some issues with Netflix, and it was buffering and left and right, but finally got through that shit. And it's an embarrassment, but I'm not surprised. I'm glad Tyson got his 20 million and Jake Paul got his 40. So again, it's the great white hype continuing to steal money from people. So God bless him. Okay. As far as the Jets game is concerned, I gotta say this is going to be the first game that I will actually not watch fully. This is a red zone game. I will stay home, watch the Steelers Ravens, and then watch the Chiefs Bills. I have absolutely no interest in the game. If they lose, who gives a shit? I couldn't care less anymore.
And if they win, who gives a shit?
I
Like
don't
at this
care
point.
anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Those games actually are a little bit more meaningful to me, and that they're more competitive. I couldn't care less about Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor running for 230 yards tomorrow, which they might do. So, but they just need a clean house. That's the bottom line. I know people have continued to talk about bringing Aaron Rodgers back.
No,
I just don't. I don't see the purpose. I don't know.
Well, Aaron Rodgers is the one. Aaron Rodgers is the one saying he's going to come back.
It's ridiculous. Honestly, it makes no sense. If Woody had a set of balls, he would basically realize that Aaron Rodgers is done, and they need to bring in some competence in the upper management and start anew. I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
honestly, it's funny because I would think about tanking, but really, there isn't a guy I really want to tank for.
No.
I mean, I'm not going to tank for my favorite player in the draft and Will Johnson, but if they end up with him, that would be unbelievable. But none of the quarterbacks really do anything for me. Cam Ward he's okay. And I have no desire to bring in Shador Sanders because most likely he'll be influenced by his father. So it's the bottom line. So I think they'll pick a quarterback in round
Maddie,
2.
are you getting choppiness on Alan's end?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Alan, you're very choppy right now.
I don't know why. Yeah, I've been choppy lately. I have no idea. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Is it still choppy?
Oh, no, that's okay.
Yeah, it's the sound.
Yeah, it's
really
yeah.
choppy.
The sound is choppy.
The visuals are fine.
I don't know. Maybe it's here in Dallas. I have no idea. Sorry.
Maybe it's all the hatred you spew about everything.
Yeah, I know. It's all the hatred, pretty much. Yeah, but
I was going to say, are you logging in on a T86 Texas Instrument calculator, Alan?
I remember those. That's pretty.
Remember those? We all had to have them for math class in high school.
I did. I remember having to do that. Yep, absolutely.
And I still failed.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah,
I'm actually watching the Oregon-Wisconsin game, so that's pretty cool. But,
I just love that you said no to free tickets to that shit last night.
No, I was offered free tickets, and I said no. I had no desire. And amazing, they had 72,000 in the building. That's crazy. It's crazy, but you know what?
Good for Netflix for being smart enough to capitalize on this. You know, a lot of people won. I mean, really, it doesn't affect you or me in any way, shape, or form in our real lives. It's just one of those you just kind of look at and you're like, well, society's failing still. But, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it certainly doesn't keep food out of my kid's mouth when that happens, so I really don't care. But
Netflix has to do a better job with live content.
Oh, for sure. I was literally watching, I think, a 3-minute delay. Because it wouldn't live, it just kept freezing up. So if I just backed it up about 2-3 minutes, I could watch it. But
It was awful. And I know they have a doubleheader in Christmas, so hopefully they don't fall in the same problem with that. I remember last year, I believe Peacock had the same issue. I was watching Iowa on Peacock, and it was buffering every 2 seconds. So they need to do if they're gonna get into the live sports game, they got to do a better job.
You have to prepare because you're gonna have mass volume.
Absolutely. As far as the game tomorrow is concerned, I think the Colts win. I do because if I'm their head coach, I would run the ball about 85% of the time and basically dare the Jets to stop them.
Yeah.
I mean, if Anthony Richardson throws the ball more than 10 times, that coach should get fired. He should run the ball 10 times, and maybe Jonathan Taylor runs the ball 35 times and sneak out a 2017 win, something like that. Honestly, that's the bottom line. And I like the Bills tomorrow in the afternoon game. I think they beat the Chiefs and they send them on their first loss. And I'm just praying the Lions get to the Super Bowl because that's a team I'd love to see win it all. They deserve it. They have a really loyal fan base, competent management, and I enjoy watching them play. And it was hilarious. One final thing. I happened to watch an interview yesterday with Jameer Gibbs. He was being interviewed by Richard Sherman, and he started talking about Ben Johnson, and he got emotional, honestly. He's like, I pray to God Ben Johnson comes back because Ben Johnson has really made me into the star that I am. So a lot of GMs or a lot of upper management guys are looking at that tape and saying, you know what, maybe Ben Johnson is the real deal. Maybe we have to go the extra mile to give him whatever he wants. But again, I think Ben Johnson ends up in the NFC North and ends up in Chicago and is there to mentor Caleb Williams. So, but I'm sorry, my feed has been choppy, but I appreciate it, guys. And
always a pleasure, dude.
Keep up the good work.
Absolutely.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Alan. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Alan, you're welcome. Please come back anytime, obviously, but we definitely got to figure that one out because that was pretty choppy. But I agree with him. I just have no faith in the Jets. I agree with him that I think Buffalo is going to hand Kansas City their first loss. And yeah, I wouldn't have been able, Maddie, to turn down free tickets to that. I'll be honest. I would have gone.
I will say, I'll say this. If I had nothing going on, for sure, but Sasha had her play last night. She's doing it tonight right now, actually, too. But I certainly would not have missed Sasha's opening night for it. But tonight, oh, yeah, for sure.
What's her part?
She plays like 3. She's something in the castle. She's like castle staff. She's the flower seller, and she's in the tavern, and she's like the understudy for some stuff. So basically, like, I'm gonna go Tanya Harding, one of those kids. So my kid,
get her into that starring role.
Get her the candle chick or whatever. I don't fucking know. But yeah, she does like a lot of the utility stuff. Her troupe is 8 to 18-year-olds. So a lot of the older kids who've been acting a lot longer have some of the primal roles. And this is a great way for her to cut her teeth and stuff. And she loves it. I mean,
my daughters did some so they did some theater stuff, and it's the same thing where it's like, the younger kids get these little other roles, but the kids who have been doing it for 5-10 years get all like the main.
Well, and these kids that like have some of these main roles, it's a musical, and 2 of these kids, like, they sing like fucking crazy. Like, they sing their little asses off, dude. Like, I was like, holy shit, this is like some, like, it's clear these kids are like taking voice lessons and shit. So, and it's cool. But like I say, she loves it. She's happy. She's having a great time. And I will be there tomorrow after the Jets game, so I can't get totally loaded during the Jets game, or I'll show up and get asked to leave my daughter's play. But it'll be fun.
What I'm going to do here with this Johnny Boy question is I'm going to bring back on one of our capitans. I'm going to bring Murdoch back, and we can all answer this question. Question for the panel. Is the answer for the Jets to be a good organization, or is the answer for the Jets to be a good organization? Do they need to hire a hitman and take out Joe Willie? And I've been thinking about this. This whole season, and each loss that comes, I never, ever bought into the curse of Joe Namath selling his soul to the devil until this season. And now I'm starting to look at it and go, motherfucker, did that asshole fucking is there a curse on the New York Jets? Because you have to go a certain amount of time before, like, you know, Boston Red Sox fans, when they won the World Series in 1908 or what was it, before they won again in the 2000s. Yeah, they weren't talking about a curse in 1938, 1948, 1958. You know, it took to get to, you know, a certain amount of time before the
year mark.
Yeah, where our team is cursed. I feel like we're at that point where we're starting to get into the realm of we had everything laid out for us on a silver platter with the talent on this team, and it just imploded worse than it ever. So no, I don't want to knock off our most famous player. Yeah, our most famous player of all time, but I am starting to believe in the curse. So Maddie Murdog, do you buy into the curse? Is Joe the reason that we aren't winning right now?
Go ahead, Murdoch.
Yeah, I said it on Johnny's old show before the season, I guess. I mean, I was half joking, but I was pretty much serious because I've been saying that for a while. I think it's a curse. Like, I think it's Sim.
Yeah.
I think while he draws breath, we are picking in the top 10.
I disagree. I do think the Jets are cursed, but I don't think it's Joe Namath.
Well, because of the magnitude of the win, right? The improbability, like the biggest underdogs in Super Bowl history type thing to win.
Well, all right, slow down. First of all, Super Bowl 3. So we're only the biggest underdogs in 3 games.
No. I mean, like throughout history. Okay. I mean, who was a bigger underdog since?
Yeah, and when you look at that Baltimore Colt team, like they were dominant in the NFL. Like this wasn't like the Packers in Super Bowl 1 and Super Bowl 2 were expected to beat the Chiefs. You know, when you got to Super Bowl 3, the Baltimore Colts that year with the Don Shula as their coach were more dominant than those Packer teams ever were. And here come the Jets and Joe Namath. And, you know, Joe Namath actually is Joe Namath like a Logan Paul of his time, you know, this brash talker, you know, obviously, you know, Joe Namath actually
back it up.
Well, I broke down his stats on that show and they're not good. I understand he's the face of our win. We won that Super Bowl in spite of him. He had nothing.
No. We did not win that Super Bowl in spite of him. Joe Namath was reading that defense the entire game and knew everything that they were going to do. And he knew, like, he didn't need the passing game to beat them in that Super Bowl. Now, was Joe Namath one of the best quarterbacks of all time? No. But in like two or three seasons, he was one of the greatest of all time. But his stats, of course, like his knees were absolutely shot. They were absolutely terrible. And as his career went on after that Super Bowl, he became just a shell. So no, Joe Namath isn't a Joe Montana. He's not a Dan Marino. He's not a, you know, he might not even have like the stats of, he's not even a Jim Kelly. But for that moment in time, Joe Namath was the best quarterback in the world, and that's what he needed, and he knew how to read a defense. So,
that's why he has like more than 70 interceptions to touchdowns. He knew how to read a defense.
But a lot of those stats came after that 1969 or 68 season.
We'll just have to agree to disagree. I don't have the same love for him that other Jet fans do. I just try to call it the way it was. In my opinion, I wasn't even alive, but just looking at it, I know he had a good arm and he was famous, you know, like cult hero, great, you know. But he's the face of our win, fine. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to like lie about what he was.
I can't.
I know he had a good arm.
Blasphemy.
Look at that season. Look at some of those wins. Look at the
I'm taking this opportunity
to
go get a glass of water. I'll be right back.
All right, look at that AFL championship game. Like Joe Namath was outstanding in 1968, and he was really good in like a couple years prior to that. but he only like I will agree with you. He in the sense that I think he had 2 or 3 amazing seasons, probably 2. The rest of it was crap.
See,
like he got worse and worse and worse.
So I could see Clancy's messages, and he said this when I said this the first time months ago. Yeah, I understand the guarantee, and that win definitely made the NFL AFL merger go through. 100% agree with that. He's the face of it. And like if the Jets don't win that game, we might not have the merger, at least not at that point. I 100% agree. But we're not talking about that. Of course, the win was important, but if the Jets didn't make the Super Bowl that year and the other AFL team won, the merger would have went through. Like the guarantee, the guy had nothing to lose. They were supposed to lose, and the Johnny Unitas wasn't even starting that game. It was the Earl Morrall, the backup, was starting the game, and we were still big underdogs. So it's like even with a backup quarterback,
but Earl Morrall played outstanding too.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying. Imagine if it was Johnny Unitas the whole time, and Johnny Unitas brought them back. He got into that game at the end.
Please, Johnny Unitas was a shell of himself when they got to the Super Bowl III. He was not the quarterback that he was in the decade prior to that. You know, Earl Morrall had a great year that year. He was playing outstanding. That Colts team with Earl Morrall or Johnny Unitas was one of the best teams in NFL history.
Yeah,
and regardless of who started the game, they both played in it. The Jets beat them and dominated that pretty much that entire game.
The Jets defense. Can you imagine? We had an actual dependable field goal kicker on the Jets who helped us win that. Yeah, it was the run game.
No, to be fair, the Jets have had a pretty look. I'm not going to even give them shit. The Jets have had a good amount of decent kickers.
I know. I'm just making a joke based on this year. You know.
Oh yeah, this year it's been a disaster.
One of my favorite Jets that no one ever talks about is Pat Leahy. I love Pat.
Oh Leahy. No, I like Pat Leahy. I like Ted Nugent had a couple good years. John Hall,
Mike Nugent.
You know,
we use like a second.
Yeah, Mike Nugent, Ted Nugent.
Ted Nugent's like a second.
Yeah.
We wasted a high draft pick on Mike Nugent too.
Yeah.
Now we've had some good ones. We had who was the guy from the Chiefs with the mustache? Nick Lowry.
Yeah.
Nick Folk
single bar. The single bar, Nick Lowry. Yeah.
We did have some good kickers like that played well with us. I'm just talking shit about how bad our kicking has been this year. That's all. But yeah.
He's this asshole.
Where did Mike Nugent go? Ohio State? Didn't we use like a second round pick on him or a third round pick? It was like a real high.
Remember.
I was a big Pat Leahy fan too.
I loved Pat Leahy. He was like the old man that was just like old reliable.
Dude, my brother like years ago got a pack of 80s football cards or whatever. And he's like, got you a Jet. And he was like, he was a little kid. And he's like, and I still have it somewhere as a Pat Leahy card. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, Pat Leahy. Yeah, he was old reliable. Yeah, I made my list.
So was Nick Lowry. When Nick Lowry came to the team, he was an old man too.
Yeah, he was a Chief from his whole career. Yep. And we got him. And I think Pat Leahy, is he still our all-time leading scorer? Or did it get broken by somebody?
Oh, I mean, anybody could be the Jets' high all-time scorer at this point.
It's just the longevity.
On Tecmo Bowl, I think I am.
Well, no, I mean, I think, like I said, I still think Rodgers is on track to get the most touchdowns in a single season for the New York Jets this year. Like that's insane. He's having his worst. He's having his worst year ever, and he's still.
Yeah, we said that in training camp. We just said if Aaron Rodgers is decent, he'll break all our records. He's just okay.
Yeah.
Like it's just we never have quarterbacks. And I mean, I know you guys when I was gone, you guys were talking about Ben Johnson, like going to Caleb Williams. What if he came to the Jets and mentored Jordan Travis? What if he mentored Jordan Travis?
He's not coming to the Jets.
And for that,
dude, we talked about it. We talked about it on Tuesday night, man. I'd
love it if he did.
Yeah, me too. But this is one of the most unappealing jobs ever, and that's why I think that we're going to end up with Rex Ryan, because no there are going to be so many coach, and I don't mind Rex Ryan, by the way. I'm not one of these people who's like fuck Rex Ryan, but my whole thing is that there's going to be plenty of openings for head coaches next season, and those top picks like Johnson and Vrabel and people like that, they're not going to go to the Jets with all these options. The Jets are just people. We're a fucking joke. So my whole thing is that I think we end up with Rex Ryan. Maybe I would be happy with Aaron Glenn, and then I'd also be okay with John Gruden. But I just don't know if the lawsuits and all the shit with the NFL is going to work out. So it's like then you're back to Rex Ryan.
And he's waiting. He'll get back into coaching.
I think he will too, but it's.
We had this, I remember last week we just said, if you let Michael Vick,
NFL, Michael Vick could come back. Anybody could come back.
Yeah, I mean, you leak emails about the guy said unpopular phrases. It's not as bad as actually killing animals, dogs, and I'm a big dog guy too. You can't let that guy back in the league. Tell the other guy he can't for saying something inappropriate. That's crazy, but. Yeah, I'm sure like he's serving like a penance, and he'll be back though. And I told you last time, it's just like it happens in all the sports. Like A-Rod was being blacklisted, then he's on Fox doing baseball games, and it's just the way it is. They always come back. But I made my top 5 list. You guys mentioned some of the people that I had, like Zach Wilson was on the list, so it's like I had a couple honorable mentions. Kellen Winslow was a Jet.
Okay.
I just didn't like him. I didn't like he had so much potential, never really reached it. Rick DiPietro was on the list only because there's another goaltender the Islanders wasted the first pick in the draft on.
I didn't know you were an Islanders fan.
Yeah, I'm an Islanders guy, and but he couldn't stay healthy, and it made me sick. But I think you guys would be interested in my number 1 guy. So number 5, I had John Tavares because another number 1 pick in the draft was decent, but bounced on us.
Hold on. Your management knew that was going to happen, and they screwed the fans by not either signing him or getting something for him at the deadline. I mean, the writing was on the wall. These are professionals. They knew he was going to go. They could have at least gotten a first rounder for a rental player on him on that.
Okay, but I don't like that.
I get you don't like him. I'm just saying he bounced on you, but it wasn't like you didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go back home to Toronto. Like we're trying to build an organization around you, and you just it just pissed me off.
I get you.
Number 4 is Le'Veon Bell.
Like that one. Good. I wish I'd have had that one on my list.
Yeah, that would have been a good honorable mention for me.
That's a good one right there. Because I remember him talking shit about the Jets on Twitter the year before they get him. And good one. That's a very
Le'Veon Bell, and what he did to get here, and like the whole and then he sucked when he got
here.
He
was just dog shit.
Worse. Yeah, so it was more the personality. Number 3 might be a shocker is Darrelle Revis.
That is a shocker.
I love the player, but I hate that he held out on us twice. I hate that he was so greedy.
Yeah,
went to New England to chase the Super Bowl, our arch enemies. I love the player, Hall of Famer, one of the best of all time at the position and as a Jet, but I just didn't like him. Like he was a me guy. He wasn't about the team. That's why I have him on the list. Number 2, someone mentioned Carmelo Anthony. Maddie, I think you said it, and I agreed with everything you said.
That was Mike.
That was you?
I had Marbury.
Oh, okay, yep. Marbury. Yeah, but for
Carmelo, like the 1-2 punch of shit sippers for the next in that era.
Yeah, he was just like he was overrated. I thought Carmelo was so overrated, refused to play defense, and I remember I brought him up on a list a couple months ago. And they're like, oh, well, Carmelo Anthony, he scored 35 points. I'm like, yeah, but he took 44 shots to get 35 points.
Exactly.
And he wouldn't play defense. And it was just about him putting up numbers. And, so I didn't – not that he's a bad person. I didn't like him.
I don't know personally.
My number 1 guy.
Here we go.
Deion Sanders. Fucking hate Deion. I didn't like him. You guys are confused though if he didn't play for the Jets.
Yeah.
But he played for the Yankees.
Oh, he played in a minor league for the Yankees.
No, he didn't. He played on the Major League Baseball team for the Yankees. Don't you remember? He He played for the Yankees in the afternoon. Or no, he played football, an NFL game with the Falcons, then jumped on a plane and played for the Yankees later that night, or vice versa. I think it was he played football. Yes, look it up. He played football for the Falcons, I believe, and then got on a plane and went and played for the Yankees in a major league game. He played in the major leagues on the Yankees. I mean, fucking Yankee fan. Couldn't stand Deion Sanders.
So am I, but I don't remember this.
I just fucking hated him. I still hate him.
I feel like I have to look
Coach
this up.
Prime.
Like how I missed that.
Hmm.
Okay, hold on.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know, Clancy. I think he did that with the Yankees. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he did. Could I be wrong? I could have swore he did it with the Yankees, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe he did do it with the Braves. I don't know.
You got me looking, trying to find Pat Leahy jerseys now.
He might have been in the Yankees in like 89, 90, 91 area, something like that.
I don't remember him playing in the bigs for the Yankees. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I don't remember.
Not a
playing.
Yankees fan, so I would not trust me to know anything on this. I just don't remember it.
No, he did. Early in his career, he was a New York Yankee.
In 89 and 90, he played for the Yankees, but I'm not.
I know I think he had an inside the park home run one time.
The Yankees selected Sanders in the 30th round of the 1988 Major League Baseball draft.
I'm telling you, Deion Sanders was a Yankee in the major leagues. And then he went to the Braves or something. You guys are like shocked. I'm telling you.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't remember it, but it's very again, being that I'm not a Yankees fan, there's a very good chance that it could have happened and I wouldn't have been paying any attention.
You're a Met fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
New York Mets. I got a story for you that probably drive you crazy.
You know what it was? Okay, so he did. Okay, it says during the 1989 season, Sanders hit a home run and scored a touchdown in the NFL in the same week, becoming the only player ever to do so. Sanders is the only person to play in both a Super Bowl and a World Series. Okay, so so I think probably the reason that maybe he did, but the reason I wasn't aware is because it was his first year in the league. So it wasn't like he wasn't the Deion Sanders prime time that we all were aware of. And I was 10 years old or 9 years old. So I probably wasn't super aware. So, hey, man, you taught me something. I'm always okay with that. I'm always okay with learning, Murdog. And you know what else? You know what else we can all you know what else we can all learn is that the Devils are number 1 in the Metropolitan Division right now, which I'm kind of excited about because I didn't expect that. I didn't expect
the Rangers will take them over.
I don't know.
I'm an Islander fan telling you the Rangers are a good team.
Well, I know Maddie wants me to show this.
I gotta say, you keep living in the past, dude.
I just said this because I thought you liked it.
I can hold up my 94 banner and it still doesn't mean shit means anything these days.
That sad 94, that one banner.
As Janet has said before us, what have you done for me lately?
Is Met still in the chat? I know he was on, but is he?
I don't know if he's in. I don't know if he's still in the chat.
Probably dressed up like a wizard fighting his neighbor's cat by now.
Is he LARPing? Is he LARPing right now?
He seems like a LARPer. That's
the blue and orange is his wizard name.
I can just picture him doing a battle cry, charging at the battle.
He's got like a what's it called? Pool floaty as a staff and just battling with the neighbor's chihuahua.
That's where he learned how to throw kids all over the place. He probably LARPs with kids.
Hey, you know what? You got to perfect your craft somehow.
Yeah, that's very good. Right. Here's the Met story. I'll make it like a trivia for Matt. Hold
on. Let me put something up. Let me put this up for the Mets thing here. Hold on one second. Oh wait, I'm sorry. That's the wrong thing. Wrong thing. Sorry. Although let's question that.
Vanished.
Hold on. Sorry. That was my mistake. That was my mistake, folks. Here we go. All right, Mets trivia. Here we go.
Just tell the story. I don't want to do trivia.
There's a pitcher who the Mets. There's a pitcher who the Mets drafted, but didn't sign over $10,000. They didn't want to give him $10,000, so he went to college and got drafted a few years later. All-time great pitcher. Do you know who it is? It is Clemens.
Yeah, I thought so.
The Mets drafted Roger Clemens and over $10,000. They didn't want to give him 10 grand more.
It is what
He
it
said,
is,
"Fuck
dude.
you." He went to
It
Texas.
sucks, but it is what it is.
They would have had Dwight Gooden and Roger Clemens.
Yeah,
on
but
that team.
Roger Clemens then would have gone into a nightmare fucking descent into cocaine because him and Doc would have been hanging out. Like, basically, you know what? The Mets saved Roger Clemens' life and career by not giving him that $10,000.
Could you imagine the run though that met that cocaine
That year,
team
but
would
now
have?
Roger Clemens would have no savings and be living on some trailer in Alabama somewhere and being like, 1986, I mattered, god damn it.
This is so funny. It's
Most people don't know
so funny that you guys are talking about this because when I go to the dump every weekend, I always pull up. I'm always wearing my Jets hat, and the guys know
I'm
me.
just curious
and
as
they'll
to
always
why
give
you
me
go to the dump every weekend. What the fuck are you?
because we don't have
away?
pickup.
Prostitutes?
We don't have
You only
we don't have pickup.
You only shit on the weekends?
No, we don't have pickup trash
You eat
pickup.
pieces of shit for breakfast?
Yeah, no, you have to bring your trash to the what do they call it?
Do
Not
they
even-
charge?
don't call it
And I'm not
the-
being funny. Now I'm curious. Do they charge you to come in every weekend and dump your shit? Like, do you basically
you
have to pay like 12
you basically pay for a call like a punch card,
Okay.
and it's like $30 or whatever for 30 punches. But most of the time they'll just hand you back the card, and like especially me, since we talk sports, they'll be like, "I don't worry about it." So I'm on the same card for like 2 years.
Nice. No, 'cause
So-
we had to take some shit to the dump, and it was like we had to line up with all the industrial vehicles, and like we get in there, they're like, you got to wear these silly vests, and I'm like, dude, we're throwing out old dressers and lumber, dude, like old wood. And like, yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine.
No, but it's so funny that because you guys brought up this Mets thing and the Roger Clemens or whatever, and just today I was talking to them about the because I said, oh yeah, and I'm a Yankee fan, and they're like, oh, one of them was a Mets fan and one of them was a Red Sox fan, and I was like, oh yeah, whenever I see a Mets fan, I always talk about how nice it was to see Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden win a World Series with the New York Yankees. And then he was like, oh, and then the Red Sox guy said something, and I was like, yeah, and we definitely appreciated Wade Boggs and Roger Clemens while you're at it. It's just like all these teams now the Red Sox came back and won a bunch.
Punched like a motherfucker next week, smartass.
Yeah, well,
Johnny Damon helped us win that 09 World Series.
yeah, Johnny Damon. There's another one, and he didn't that fucking hippie got to cut his hair and cut his beard. Looked like an upstanding member of society. I like that. I'm all for that, by the way. I like that the Yankees have that. It's different. The only thing you can have is the molester mustache, the Mattingly. That's it. Other than that, not on the Yankees, brother.
Well, if you noticed, Giancarlo Stanton has been getting away with that little chin thing over here on the soul patch on the lip. He keeps it very small, but I think he does it out of defiance. Like I'm gonna have it under the bottom lip. Fuck you. I think that's all.
I'm surprised they're still enforcing all that shit now that Steinbrenner's gone, because that was a Steinbrenner thing.
Well, I think they know it's a little like antiquated. Like, all right, because it's just
I
supposed to be standard. I mean, I get it. I remember when it was a big deal in the '80s with Steinbrenner.
I mean, that was like his thing.
How about the Simpsons episode where he kept telling Mattingly to shave his sideburns, and he eventually shaved up the side of his head? And he's like, "What are you talking about?" Because Mr. Burns kept telling him to shave his sideburns.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
I love that episode. Yeah, love that.
There's a reason. Do you guys know why that is? Why Steinbrenner was like that?
Because he's the man, and everybody needs to know it.
No, it's because he's really big into the military. He had a fascination with Army generals, and that's why. Because in the Army, that's what it was. Like you had to have neat hair, and your facial hair. You were only allowed to have a mustache, unless you're like special forces or something like that. And it's like even when I was in the military, it had to be the same thing. Like you had that your hair couldn't get long enough. They'd always go to the barber, shave that off, or trim it, and you could only have a mustache. Couldn't have a beard or a goatee. But a lot of the same thing when I was
Cousin
a fireman.
Kenny's in here says best porn stash, Gardner Minshew. Fair enough.
Yeah, he does. I never liked it. He had that in college. I was like, why is all the Met fans like thought it was going to the Mets.
No, cousin
Well, I know
Kenny
they're
wants
gonna
me
do their best
to
to
get a. Cousin Kenny wants me to get a shot of the Islander banners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 in a row.
I'm not going to do that. Sorry, Kenny, not going to do it. This is
So
a
all
devil
three
show.
of us, we each have a different hockey team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. It's and I mean, look, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, usually the last before you showed up, Murdog, last season I had to sit in here as Johnny Boy came in, and him and Maddie just sat there and talked about the Rangers the entire time, and I would just pop myself out and let them go.
Some of our best shows.
Well,
Yeah,
I got Alan as the fan. So.
Oh, there you go. That's the cavalry right there.
Yeah, well, that's another team now. I gotta hear Alan talk.
Alan would come and rescue you from a burning building and complain the whole time.
Yeah.
He'd be carrying you out and be like, I can't believe you were in this fucking building. What is wrong with you? You are the worst fucking friend. Now, the thing is, like, what's funny about Alan, I was thinking about this. Before Alan started calling it the show, his, like, reputation preceded him. Because, like, people would be like, about this. They'd be like, well, Alan, this. And I was like, I don't know if I ever want to meet this guy. Like, I was like, I'm going to fucking fight with this dude. And I love Alan. Alan's one of my favorite call-ins. I love that he has different takes. Like, but it was just funny because, like, I think it was Bobby that would talk about him a lot back when Bobby was still, like, alive. And, like, I was like, God, I'm gonna just dreading this dude. And now, like, I'm like, if Alan doesn't call in, I'm like, there's a hole in my soul. There's a void. Yeah.
I expect when I do the live stream.
Maddie.
Well,
Maddie, you've noticed the once again, this is like the third or fourth show in a row that Mr. Jake came around. Why leave it alone?
This is not pertinent to the show. Not a thing.
I want him to call. I miss him.
Oh,
do you talk to him off off stream? Like, do you talk to him on like Twitter or
on Instagram?
Okay, and what's the deal? He was one of our best buddies.
I haven't really chatted with him a lot lately. It's been busy. Like I say, between Sasha stuff, I could definitely reach out and ask him if he would let him know we'd like him to call in. Though I have noticed.
No, he doesn't need to call in, but just like I don't want him to have left because of something that is so stupid.
I don't. I have talked to him since you two discussed what you discussed, and he did not say he was like going to quit watching the show over it or anything like that.
Oh, you mean Jay Klein?
Okay. Yeah, I just want him to know
with just how bad the Jets are. That, like, because we had been talking, and he had mentioned he's going to focus more on his other interests and spend less time wasting his time on the Jets because they're shit.
Well, he's always welcome. That's all I'm saying.
I know that. And I'll when I fuck around on Instagram again, I'll reach out to him too.
All right. Well, we got to end this show, guys. I want you to hit that like button on your way out. Believe me, that helps out even because this show stays on. It goes. You can watch it on the replay and all that stuff. So the likes really do help out. And if you've gotten this far, then clearly you like the show. So hit the thumbs up. It's free. I appreciate that. Murdog, thank you so much for being on. And hopefully we'll you have something else? Go ahead.
Yeah, I got something for Clancy because I see that he's still in here. I have a theory. We're in the same fantasy football league, right?
Okay.
So we have Nate. You guys know Nate, right?
Yeah, I love Nate.
Okay. So I'm like teetering on the playoffs. Like I lost a heartbreaker. So I'm like one game out. And I'm playing Nate this week. And Nate is 0-10. So
Jesus.
Yeah, he's winless. But it's because he just doesn't pay attention to the league. So if the guy's on a bye week or hurt, he hasn't changed his lineup.
Oh, shame on you, Nate.
Yeah,
shame on you. I hate that.
That's why, I tell people, I turn into that guy, so I don't play.
No.
Well, that's what he did. Now, all of a sudden, playoffs, like every game, there's only like 3 weeks left. I'm on the borderline. All of a sudden, he fixes his lineup against me. And I'm like, I would bet anything that Clancy was like, sending messages like, yo, take this guy out of your lineup. He's on injured reserve or he's on a bye week. Fix your lineup. So I might lose that game so he could stay in the playoffs.
I think that's fucking hilarious, dude. He hates
I would bet anything that Clancy fucking did that.
That's fucking funny, dude.
And I don't even know why. I beat Clancy twice because
Clancy hacked into his shit and set his lineup for him.
Yeah, no, he was definitely like DMing him, like, bro, fix your lineup. He hasn't done it for 10 weeks. Now all of a sudden it's like stacked.
Clancy's like, not this time, motherfucker, not this time.
Now he's picking up people off waivers and shit. So I don't know if he's doing that. No, I would bet anything that Clancy definitely had him on.
You guys' league sounds like the TV show The League.
It seems like what?
It sounds like the TV show The League. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I love that show.
It's a great show, and you guys all just sounds like you guys are like getting divorced over fucking each other over in this league.
Well, all right. The good thing is that it's a punishment league, and Nate has already clinched last place, so he's got the punishment. We already know.
Or have you guys?
Well,
decided?
we have to discuss it. I might do a live stream or something for us to discuss it. But yeah, no, he's got to do it. We just haven't decided. Maybe we'll take a poll from the audience or something, and or we'll just decide it ourselves, and we'll have to all get together and talk about it. But yeah, so
how about he has to take a tea bag from all you guys?
Yeah, we're all spread out. Like, there's leagues where dudes get tattoos or shot with paintballs. And
years ago, a buddy and I bet on a Broncos Jets game, and the loser had to take the other one out to dinner in drag. So you had to wear your football jersey but a dress.
That would be great.
And so I lost, and I've got a fucking green dress from Goodwill. And I took him out to Hooters, and it was hilarious because the Hooters girls were all about me. It was like the biggest backfire in the history of the world, but it was really funny because I had lipstick on, and I had my neighbor come over, and I was like, "Look, we're not going crazy here. I'm not trying to pass for a fucking real girl here. Just make it look like I'm really bad."
Gay!
Very gay, but it was hilarious because I got some Hooters girls numbers, but this is also 25 years ago.
It was really weird that Clancy came on here and proclaimed in the chat that he was going to beat me, and I beat him again. And I said, "Hey, are you going to talk about it?" Or he was like, "Well, not if you do first." But I never saw him mention that he took another L. But it was weird that we had identical records, and I beat him twice, and the first tiebreakers head to head, but he was still above me, so that didn't really make sense. But he is now by a game.
Well, I get to play Dano this week. Me and Dano fighting for first place in Connor's league. We'll see what happens. I'm just happy that I don't think I'd have to have a literal epic meltdown in order to lose in that league, and I just don't want to have to wear Patriots stuff. So I'm just happy about that.
Oh, there you go.
But all right, Murdog, thank you for coming on, and we will hopefully see you on Tuesday night.
Later, bud.
Or tomorrow during the live stream.
Make him visit you tomorrow. We'll see what's going on in the morning.
All right, boys. See you later.
Have a good one. Guys, make sure to check out Murdog on the _Jet stream. Put in the search of YouTube, the _Jet stream.
Yeah, it'll come right up.
You'll find him. And he's live during all the Jets games. And if me or Maddie are live at any point during a Jets game, it will be on that stream. So, yeah. Otherwise, we'll just be wallowing in our own misery in our own houses.
Just sitting alone in my office, bottle of vodka.
Or like Buscemi in what is it, Billy Madison?
Yeah, I was just sitting there, just putting on lipstick.
Yeah, you already have the lipstick.
I still have my Jets dress from 25 years ago.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
Yeah, Jesus, it's this year. Before I go though, I do want to do a quick shout out. I know she doesn't watch this show, but it was my oldest at-home daughter's birthday yesterday. She turned 17, so happy birthday, Sammy. I love you.
Birthday.
And other than that, I got nothing, guys. We'll see what happens tomorrow, but let's just say I don't have high in the sky apple pie hopes. And I honestly, the way this season's been going, I don't see myself buying or supporting the Jets financially in any fucking way until I see some results. I have so much Jet shit as it is. This year I bought like a new hoodie with the new logo on it and all that other shit. And I'm just like, forget it. Like, yeah,
I might actually take because I don't buy tons of merch and whatnot. Usually I'll get some stuff for like my birthday or Christmas from like family members and whatnot, and that's fine, whatever. But if I'm buying anything between now and next season, I'm probably gonna be going Devils or Knicks.
Yeah, and I really want to like shore up some shit around the house. You know, like I say, starting next week, I may be on the show. I might be leaving earlier. We'll see what happens. You know, got to feel it out. But, you know, it's such a pay bump that I kind of want to just, you know, square away a bunch of financial shit here. I'm going to liquidate my Rangers jerseys because I never wear jerseys, dude. I'm too old. I'll keep some. But I really want to save up, you know, get everything squared away so like next year I can take my wife and kids to the city to a Rangers game. They don't know.
Oh yeah, right at MSG, man.
But, you know, it'd be, you know, honestly, what's funny is the kids would rather go to a Knicks game. But those games are even more expensive. But, you know, I got enough shit. I got more than enough shit. I mean, I have so much crap that honest to God, I could literally not buy new shirts, sweatshirts, coats until I'm fucking 90 and still be fine. Like, I have that much shit. So,
well, and the fact that there's shirts and hats and pants, cargo shorts that I've worn for 10 years.
Yeah, and it's, I mean, literally, how often do you actually wear out a fucking pair of shorts?
Yeah. Or a pair of jeans. I mean, jeans.
Because we're dudes, we wear them until our asses are like hanging out like Mike Tyson's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Like I don't give a shit if you see my boxers. Fuck it. I got a hole in the back of a pair of shorts. Okay, well, give me $20 then. Join my OnlyFans. You know, so. But yeah, anyways, yeah, if that's the case, so like I say, I'm going to be going through. If I do decide to put a shitload of Rangers jerseys up, I will be plugging it on the show just because we have some Rangers fans in the audience. But other than that, man, yeah, I can't justify giving this team any fucking money. No. They haven't earned. Again, it's what have you done for me? All I get week in and week out is, God damn it, I can't wait to hear about this at work on Tuesday.
And you know what, Maddie? You know what? That's another reason why I never buy players' jerseys. People went out and they bought all these Sauce jerseys, and they got all these Brees jerseys. Neither of them I think are going to be lasting too much longer on this team. Garrett, you might have a better chance with. Aaron Rodgers, he's not. I mean, look at like all the people who bought these Aaron Rodgers jerseys. It's the same fucking thing, and it's like I've been gifted jerseys from family members and whatnot,
and that's
but cool. I literally have not bought a jersey since the Vinny Testaverde, Curtis Martin, Wayne Corbett days.
I like to have one of each jersey whenever they change. Like I like to be able to, like, if I were to have like my library and frame up a jersey from each era, you know, like home road, you know. But, you know, it's like my mini helmets up there, you know. I like to have those. They're cool. But, yeah, I mean, and shit, dude, I'm fucking old now. I don't wear jerseys very often. I feel like when I do, I look like Steve Buscemi when he's like in that meme, you know, what's up, fellow kids? So, you know.
Jerseys are good to wear on game day or going to a game.
If you're going to a game, but how often do we go? God damn, Cousin Kenny.
Wow, Cousin Kenny, what are you? You're sitting here in overtime kicking ass. All right. Well, not only do you get the
now
Jets,
you got to make an Islander banner for me.
Jets. Cousin Kenny coming in with 20 big ones. That is awesome. That is so much appreciated. That not only do you get the Jets chant, but you're going to get the catch. So here you go. Kenny coming in.
Like I say, you're going to have to give him an Islanders banner now.
Here you go, 20 for the show. Go Washington State. She's not feeling too well tonight, but she's loving her alma mater winning tonight. I hope your wife starts feeling better. I hope she has a better
too, buddy.
Yeah, I hope she has a better day tomorrow. And you know what?
Shit's on YouTube. She has no idea who they are rooting for.
No, you know what, Kenny? Maddie's right. Because of this, I am going to pull up a shot of the Islanders banners and have it for future use.
Yeah, I don't even have a Rangers banner. I have a background, but no championship banners.
Well, there's that 194 one. That's all sitting there.
Hey, we got as many as you do. We have more than you do. We have 4.
But I'm talking about in in the time that people have been alive, that who are alive today.
We don't get to talk about Joe Namath ever again by your luck.
No, I said people who are alive today.
I think there's like one surviving Ranger still.
No, I'm not even talking about even fans. Like, I don't think there's literally like you could be like, how old do you have to be to have seen the Rangers' last Stanley Cup win before 1994? How old do you have to be?
1940, so you'd have to be like 84, 85.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know what? My grandmother's 104 and she's seen it, so fuck you. In fact, she's seen all of their wins.
But she doesn't remember them because she's 104.
Doesn't matter, still counts. You said alive, not alive and fucking functional. Actually, she's functional. She's just not with it. But all right, let's end the show on a positive note. Thank you again, Kenny. That was awesome. Tell the missus we hope she feels better. And like I say, let's go Jets tomorrow. I'm with Mike. I don't ever root for the tank. But goddamn, dude, I'm like poison, man. I need something to believe in, and this team ain't giving it to me.
Absolutely. You know, actually, before I let you go, you know why that helps out so much, that Kenny super chat? Because a lot of my bread and butter for this show comes on the money I make comes from my reaction videos to Jets games, and there's only 2 in November. So it's like I'm taking a hit this month. So I appreciate that a lot. That helps out. I do, and all the other super chats that came in tonight. I mean, it just really does help out, and it keeps this show going, and it's awesome. It's like I really love the fact that all you guys are in here. But Maddie, have a good night, and I will see you on. I'll see you on Tuesday.
All righty, laters, guys.
All right, here we go. It's time to end out another Midnight Mike show, our flagship show, even though actually since the season started, I feel like our Tuesday night shows are doing even better, coming on for an hour at 10 p.m. Somehow they've been doing great numbers. And I mean, once again, I can't say enough. I appreciate the community. I appreciate the Midnight Mafia. I appreciate all you guys who are in here, whether you're channel members or not, blowing up the comments. So I can't wait to read some of the comments from tonight's show. It's humbling to have been doing this for about 1 year, and to see the subscribers and the comments and the chats and the super chats and the memberships and all that stuff. And it only hopefully goes up from here. You guys know I try to never miss a Saturday night. I try to never miss a Tuesday night. Even when I'm traveling on Thanksgiving, I always go home to New Jersey to my mother's house. Am I going to be live? That's Saturday, even though I'll be in New Jersey all weekend. You damn right I will. Memorial Day weekend, same thing. I'm always at my mom's house in Jersey. Do I go live? Hell yeah. I come in from the party, from my mom's Memorial Day party, and do an hour or 2 for you guys. Just because I love doing it. I love talking Jets. I love talking sports and all that stuff with you guys. So thank you so much. If you haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. That's the free thing you can do to really help out this channel. And if you're new and you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. That's it here from the Long Island Sound. Tomorrow, Jets Colts. Let's see what happens. Can the Jets make us feel a little better? You know, just 1 or 2 more Sundays. That's it. Just have 1 or 2, maybe 3 more wins, because it does feel good. It does change the outlook to the whole week. You know, I've talked to so many people whose weeks just are bummers after the Jets lose, including mine. It takes till like almost till Tuesday for me to kind of just calm down to be able to do a show. Let's do it, Jets. If not the Colts, then when? Maybe Jacksonville? I don't know. I am Midnight Mike, your late night New York Jets host, and I can't wait to see. Well, I have a reaction video coming tomorrow after the game, and then I can't wait to see you Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a great night, everybody. Last minute, I saw Clancy, member for 4 months, gets the Jets chant. Jets, Jets, Jets. Clancy comes in and says, let's get a W tomorrow. Let's go Jets. Mike, Maddie, and Murdog, Triple M. Good stuff, boys. Have a good night, everybody. And like I said, like, this is awesome. And thank you, Clancy, for being a member for 4 months. Has anybody gotten to because I did the jerseys. Has anybody gotten to Testaverde yet? I haven't looked. I'm gonna have to look in the chat and see if anybody got to the Vinny jersey yet. I don't think anybody's getting to the Namath till you get, I think it's a year you have to get Namath. But Murdoch doesn't want Namath. Murdoch, fuck Joe Namath, right, Murdoch? But anyway, thank you, Clancy. I appreciate it. I bet you guys thought that I wasn't going to see that. I bet you thought I wasn't going to see that. But let's end out this show. We'll end it out one more time with the catch. And like I said, I can't wait to see you guys Tuesday night, but look forward to my reaction video tomorrow after the game. Hopefully I won't have a heart attack. We'll see. Good night.